said I got to say something, baby, hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic. Somebody hand me a mic, cause I got to say something, so just hand me a mic. When I need to say something, better hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic.
But welcome back, John La.
I am back.
He is back.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Where have you been?
I've been to the United States of America, Florida. 2 weeks
2 weeks.
in the sun. It's been very nice.
Skint.
Very skint.
Yeah.
Very skint. That's a very expensive holiday, that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it everything that you thought it would be?
It was a different kind of holiday than I thought it was going to be. But it was, yeah, man, it's still amazing. Like, fucking beautiful.
What was different?
So when I went and did it as a kid, and every time that I did it as a kid, I did it in a group.
Right.
So I wasn't just like me, my brother, my mum and dad. It was like my nana and granddad came for the first couple of times. Then we went with another family for the second 2 times. Went 4 times. And whenever it was with a group, you always have like group bands and stuff like that. Whereas this time when me and Misha went, just the 2 of us. So I thought in my head beforehand, I was like, you know what, it just means I can make all the decisions.
Yeah.
We can we want to do this, we go and do that. There's no like big group kind of democracy going on about, we need to go here and do this to keep such and such happy, then get over there. It was kind of, I thought this is going to be mint because it's just going to be us deciding what we want.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is true. But I think because you miss out on the group thing, it's a different kind of holiday.
Really?
And yeah.
I think if I was, I don't really have much to go off, but in my head, you'd get loads more done if there was just 2 years.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a group, like you say, you've got this person,
Yeah.
that person, and you're like, oh, this crowd's here, this crowd's here.
Yeah, but I think the thing with that is I think it forces you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. You know
Yeah,
what
I
mean?
can see that.
Like I think you end up experiencing different things that, you still enjoy, but it's not necessarily what you'd have chosen. And I think that, especially when you're in a foreign place like that and you don't really know much about it yourself, I think, you can, it's a nice way to explore things.
Yeah.
No,
No.
but also what we found, what I found very early doors, I was actually scared when I went initially. Like the first, like when we arrived, I was like, holy fuck, have we made a mistake here?
Why?
Right, so we got in Florida, got the hotel, transferred to the hotel, got the transfer, which was fine because there was 2 families and they were both in the same hotel as us, so it was direct.
It is what it is.
It was great. Got to the hotel and we both just sat there and we're like, we're fucking starving. Our plan initially is we wanted to go to Walmart, get some supplies for the hotel room, then go off to Disney Park, we're going to go and see some fireworks. First night, easy. We got there like mid-afternoon-ish, 2-3 o'clock, and we're in the hotel, and then I was like, right, what we're going to do is we need food first. So we're going to go a fucking restaurant. First restaurant I could think was one that we went to as a family, Golden Corral.
Okay.
You ever heard of that?
No.
It's like a big all-you-can-eat kind of restaurant. I thought, we're fucking starving. This will do it. So I thought, right, we're going to get an Uber, Golden Corral, get an Uber from Golden Corral, Walmart, get an Uber from Walmart, hotel, go from hotel, park, go from park, home.
Right.
And then I totted it up in my head and I thought, that's fucking mental. Can't do that. That's
a lot of Ubers.
It's a lot of Uber. It's a lot of fucking money.
Mm.
I was like, that's like $150 fucking worth of taxis in our first night. And I was just sitting there, just at the hotel, calling that first Uber to go to the restaurant, thinking, holy fuck, what are we doing here? This isn't going to work for 2 weeks. We'll be fucking skint by week 1.
Yeah.
It's like, shit. And that's when I realized, oh, this is a different kind of holiday. We can't do it like that. No. We aren't going to explore Walmart. Why the fuck would we do that? It's a supermarket. There's a shop just a walk down the road. Let's just go to that. It was just shit shop. It was just like a fucking...
Yeah, but it had supplies.
Had what we needed. But it wasn't like the Walmart experience. Like my dad's always like, oh, you need to go. They've got like everything. It's mad.
What do you need? Crisps and water.
Yeah, exactly. That's all we fucking got.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, we're going to miss out on all that. And I think because we weren't driving them, because we were relying on taxis, it meant that we were just weren't kind of taking the scenic route, weren't taking detours. Like if we pass a Dunkin' Donuts, we ain't stopping at that Dunkin' Donuts. We're going to the destination,
Yeah.
Because then it ends up costing you 2 taxis as opposed to 1. So that's what I realized. And that's kind of what the holiday turned into. It was less about exploring Florida so much as doing the parks.
Yeah.
And that's why it was different.
Being economical with
Yeah.
taxi trips as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see how that can tot up though.
Oh,
like
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're trying to live the, you know, da-da-da-da-da.
Trying to do everything and trying to dot about. Oh yeah, it adds up really quick.
Thinking like, in hindsight, we talked about this before you went. Like, wouldn't a car hire been like?
If I factored it in my budget, yeah, but like I looked at it from the first day and it was going to cost us like $800
for the car.
for the car, and I was like, you know what, like it might balance out with the taxis that we end up getting, but I'm like I haven't really factored that into my budget and haven't thought that through enough to really. I feel like I'd be scared to spend money if I also got the car. And not to mention, driving in Florida's fucking scary, man.
Yeah. Well, it's all straight roads, isn't it?
Yeah, but like, you see the way that they drive in these roads, man. Like, just from some of the Uber rides that we're in, we've seen some accidents.
Really?
Yeah. And like, you just think like, oh my God, that's like your holiday ruined. You crash that car, you ain't going to want to spend much more money because you're going to be thinking about what bill's going to come back your way from Enterprise, you know?
And if they've got a gun, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's something that would always be in my head. Imagine you went at the back of somebody. It's not like here, where 99.99%.
You might just get some pissy adult, yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, I think the odds are stacked a bit higher than that, really.
Yeah.
You know, probably 1 in 2 people has a gun, right?
Yeah, I never really thought about it like that, but yeah, fuck, that could be nasty.
Yeah. I'll be honest, just with age, as I've got older, that really petrifies me about America. Like, really petrifies me. I'm just convinced that everybody has a gun and everybody wants to kill me. You know, that's what I have in my head.
I get the first bit, the second bit, that's full-blown paranoia, that.
Yeah, definitely. Guns are scary.
Guns are scary, man.
Guns are scary.
It's weird how accessible that is over there.
It seems weird to us. To them, it's normal.
It's
But
just, yeah.
to us, yeah. I mean,
I suppose, just like when you're there, the assumption is everyone has a gun.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's probably a healthy assumption to go off.
Yeah.
You know? I heard somebody say online that I forget which state it is, but, you know, let's say the states where the guns are very, 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 you know, prevalent, let's say, where everybody does have a gun, where it's very lenient. I heard it said that everybody seems to be really nice to each other. That it's, you know, you go to some states where the gun laws are a bit more strict, let's say. And as, you know, an observation, it was an American talking about America.
Yeah.
And they said the observation I've noticed is in the states where gun laws are very free and everyone can have them, not many dickheads. Everybody's just nice to each other. Hello, have a good day. No one's angry. No one's swearing at anybody. You can see why.
Yeah.
You can see why.
Out of fear, though, that seems like it comes from a bad place. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that there are better people living there. It just means that everyone's nice because...
Yeah.
Out of fear, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's walking around like, hi, you all right? You know, yeah, it's not so bad, yeah.
Please don't be upset with me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Fuck. Yeah, it's scary. America's a scary place.
It is.
So, yeah, didn't want to get a car. Just thought, you know, I wanted to have a drink. Not that it was a particularly boozy holiday, but I had it in my head. I'm gonna, if the opportunity to have alcohol is there, I'm gonna have alcohol. I'm not gonna be thinking, oh, I've got the fucking car. You know, it's a holiday.
Disney pints.
Disney pints are expensive, man.
What are you looking at?
So went to, I mean, I wonder if it's whereabouts you go. Went to Epcot, you know, you do the walk around the world. Classic us, walk through the English town. Oh, there's an English pub. Fucking
cricket and that.
Yeah, let's go and get a pint in the English pub. Come on.
Yeah.
Got a pint of whatever lager it was. $10.
Yeah, $10. For a pint. Gosh.
She got a pint of Strongbow. Strongbow, man. $10.
My dad would have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So, you know what, fuck it, we're going to go and have a sit by that lake. It's going to be nice. Let's do it. So, we paid that. That was wild.
It's funny with me that, like, I didn't know they sold alcohol in Disneyland. I thought, to me, the two don't go together. Like, it's the place for kids.
Well, it's expensive, isn't it, the alcohol? So, like, no one's getting ratted there, you know?
No.
I mean, it's not like there's a cocktail. Well, there is a cocktail bar, but it's not like people are getting enough to actually get pissed or anything.
You don't see pissed people in there.
Nah. No Larry drunks. Unless they're very rich and they don't care.
I know. You get assholes everywhere, don't you?
Yeah, but you think, like, you get 5 pints, you've paid 50 quid. Like,
yeah, you're not doing it.
So, nah.
You're not doing it, no. Yeah, the Disneyland trip, even on a budget, you're gonna rinse some cash.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, we bought a bottle of water in, this was in Universal, $6 for a bottle of water.
Sounds like Ibiza.
Bottle of water, man. That's wild.
$6 for a bottle of water.
It was from the Harry Potter area. and it was called like gilly water, like gillyweed's like a thing in Harry Potter.
Right.
And it was just called gilly water, and what it was a plastic bottle, no bigger than that Evian bottle, with gilly water written on it in like some fancy ye old English letters.
Right.
$6.
We're in the wrong game.
It's like fucking hell. Like we had like flasks that we were taking around, but I broke mine, and that's why we ended up paying for it. But holy shit,
$6 bottle of water.
Yeah,
that's about £4.50, right?
Yeah, about there.
Will be that one at $4.50.
Yeah,
give or take.
Yeah, around that ballpark. Yeah,
you have no choice when you're in these parks.
You just got to do it. Yeah, well, they've got to buy a show in Curly's, haven't they? So
literally, yeah.
You just gotta buy it.
Yeah. What was the diet like then? Just the reason I ask is my memory of it is just absolute debauchery in
like,
food.
Everything's just unhealthy as fuck.
Unhealthy as fuck.
Worst thing ever. Yeah.
Tasty though.
Oh, amazing! Yeah,
yeah.
Like I had a bit of salad. We had an Olive Garden, like a short walk from our hotel.
Right.
Olive Garden's bloody lovely. You ever had an Olive Garden?
Nah.
Oh, man.
I've heard about them though.
Seafood Alfredo, and then you get a salad bowl with it, and it comes like a fucking massive family bowl of salad, each. refillable.
Refillable.
And they've got and then they've got like the Olive Garden breadsticks. I've heard people rave about in the past, and I understand why they fucking rave about them breadsticks. They're very nice. I don't know. It's just like really soft, really good, like just lightly garlic buttered, and
it's just bread.
It's just fucking
but
bread.
Just tastes good.
But it's just really, really good.
Yeah.
Freshly baked fucking bread is lovely.
Yeah. You had bread in France before?
No, don't think so.
Saints.
Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, I think I went when I was a kid, but
it's
good.
Delicious. Oh, delicious. I don't know what I'm sure there's sugar in them or crack or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's divine.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely divine.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, diet in America is just like everything's just burgers, fried chicken.
Is it like in comparison to England? Is there loads of fat people?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
So the stereotype's true.
There's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah, and a lot of them use. A few weeks back when we were talking about people using the wheelchairs and stuff like that to get around the parks.
Yeah.
They take advantage of that, man. Like,
really?
Oh yeah.
The fat people.
Yeah, they do. Like, you ever seen WALL-E, the Pixar film?
No.
Well, that's like... All right, I'm going to go into WALL-E.
Go on.
So it's about Earth's been fucked, the environment's gone wrong, and it's all just basically a big trash can Earth. So they take everybody off into a big spaceship, and they leave Earth alone. And it's like, right, we're going to leave. We're going to find another planet that's hospitable. And on this spaceship, everyone just becomes really lazy. They stop exercising, nobody's doing anything, and everybody just gets chubby as fuck, and they're all on these chairs that move around the ship, and that's their life. And
just on the ship.
Yeah, and that's the fat people that you see going around Disneyland.
Yeah.
Just chubbies, just can't be asked to get out of the chair. It's sad. It's so sad.
But if you're that fat, I mean, how else are you going to do all them miles,
Well, yeah.
They haven't really got a choice, have they?
Well, there's always a choice.
I suppose, but it comes before that. Yeah, it comes before that, doesn't it?
But man, like, being there for 2 weeks, I can see how they get there,
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, there's not loads of places to, like, there's not a big walking culture there either. Like, you want to go somewhere, you have to get in a car to get there, really. You know what I mean? The whole jaywalking rules and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't walking distances in Florida.
What is jaywalking?
Like, you can't, like, cross the road anywhere.
Huh.
You have to, like, go to the official marked crossings, like zebra crossings.
I've always heard that word jaywalking,
yeah,
but never understood what it meant.
Yeah. You can't just cross a motorway or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We don't have that here, though.
Do what you fucking want here.
Do we have it here?
I wonder if there's probably laws about the A1 or something like that, I'd imagine. But
yeah,
you probably don't get many people who would require to cross the A1, I wouldn't have thought, on foot.
Not if they want to live.
Well, the motorways are, like, normally not through, like, particularly habitable areas, are they?
I can remember as a kid, like, we used to cross the A1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to run across it.
Yeah, not just, that wasn't the activity. We weren't going for that.
Not for the crack.
No. But I can remember crossing the A1.
Yeah.
Where I lived, my estate was on the edge of the town.
I don't think it is illegal. I don't know.
No. I don't know. Interesting. But yeah, jaywalking. It's crazy. But you can imagine in America, like, everything's really spaced out.
Yeah.
So, like, you're either going to be walking a lot or you're not walking.
Exactly. So, and I think a lot of people go for the latter. Nah, not walking.
No.
Let's get on a bike.
I mean, to be fair, like, I'm guilty for it now. Like, my gym is, gosh, I have walked, it's like 6 minutes walk, I would say, from my house.
Yeah.
Sainsbury's local, less, 4 minutes walk from my house. I drive.
Yeah, I do too.
I
Mine's
drive.
about the same as that. Yeah, I do too.
It's disgraceful, really. It is disgraceful. You just do, don't you?
Yeah.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
At least we go to the gym though,
Yeah. Or we have memberships at least, anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Here, right, I'm disturbed, right? This morning, I can't get it out of my head. And all the way here, I was saying I'm not going to say this story because my mum's going to watch this, right? So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say this story, right, that I heard this morning. And you don't know what I'm going to say yet. But if it's deemed too bad, we'll edit the bad bit out of it and we'll leave a link in the description to it. You know what it is.
No, I'm interested though.
Yeah, no.
You've caught me here.
When I heard this, I prayed to God this was a joke. Right, so I got sent a video this morning, right? And what it was is a voice recording. So picture, it's two people having a conversation on Messenger or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And the first person is doing a big long voice recording. And this is what it said. It said, blah, blah, blah. My two friends were getting married, right? A boy and a woman. They were getting married. Mm-hmm. They did a joint stag and hen do, if that makes sense. Did a joint stag and hen do. Now, on this joint stag and hen do, they went to Amsterdam, right?
Yep.
Bad start. They went with their collective group of friends and family members. It was a big, nice trip, okay?
Yeah.
So on one of the days, right, one of the girls that was there, one of the close friends, got really drunk, right?
Yeah.
I don't know her relationship status, but the story goes that this girl went into a glory hole.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
For those who don't know what a glory hole is, Google it, right?
Yeah.
So
not at work. If you're at work,
not
don't
at work,
Google it.
no.
Wait
They
until
went
you get
into a
home.
glory hole, and this girl went in the facility.
The cubicle.
Yeah,
let's
whatever.
say. Whatever shape it
Now,
takes.
this was a different type of glory hole, okay? It was the standard setup of what goes on, and, to keep it above board, she was doing what you do in a glory hole,
There
okay?
was a hole in a wall.
There was a hole in a wall and something coming out of the wall, right?
Yeah.
This particular establishment had some icing on the cake, and it was that it had a button that if you wished to, you could press it, and it would reveal who was on the other side. This girl, drunk out of her mind, was doing the activity that happens in a glory hole establishment. Mm-hmm. And she pressed the button. And it was a dad.
Oh, no.
I listened to that at 7 o'clock this morning, and my whole day is ruined. Now, the story goes on. The woman, obviously, who was leaving the voice recording said there's been chaos. Obviously, there's been a massive fallout. They all went home from the stag and hen do. Obviously, there's
Immediately.
Immediately. Obviously, the girl has disowned her family. Wife's found out, just carnage.
Yeah, that's like move to Japan kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm disturbed from that. I'm disturbed from that story. When I heard it, it doesn't. I was thinking it's got to be fake, and I played it twice, and I'm like, that doesn't sound fake because it sounds like a real person saying it. God. Like you can hear noise in the background and that, like on the voice recording. And after the second time I heard it, thinking it's got to be fake. Played it again, and you can hear like banging stuff and doors shutting and like her coughing in it and stuff. And I'm like, oh no, it's real.
That's a real fucking story.
Oh no, it's real. That happened. Yeah.
Did
Yeah, look.
Actually, I've got a question, but I'm not going to ask it. No, carry on.
I know no more than what I've told you, but that's how my day started.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I'm just lost for words.
Where'd you go with that?
How far into it did they go?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
Press the button at the end.
I do sort of want to know, how long did the duration last? Is it?
Look at and play it.
No, no.
I think there's...
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Do you know what? We live in a world now, right now, where that happened.
Oh god.
There is some poor girl sat somewhere, and no matter what goes on in her day, she can't ever forget that.
No.
You don't just think, oh, that's a chew for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
get
not
over
like,
it.
2 weeks later, that'll be a thing of the past. That's living
That's
with
your
you
dad.
that's sitting on you for years.
And you do think, like, I mean, you asked the question, like, how far through did you get? Like, does it matter? Like, you can only hope, like...
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like, I mean, the more you think about it, you're just like, oh, no, please. Please let it have been instant at least.
Oh, my
Please let
God.
her have just got in and pressed it, please. Please say she just pressed it immediately.
Yeah.
You know, there's a world where it wasn't that bad.
Like,
Maybe she's seen it and just pressed it.
Seen the...
Yeah, maybe she's pressed it straight away.
How does that work then? I'd hate to dig deeper into this, but like I'm a little bit interested now. So you're really drunk. She was smashed. She turned up at this glory hole place. Is that something that like she pays to get into, or she's paid to go into? Like, how does that work?
I don't know. I know the gentleman probably paid. I'm not sure if she pays. I don't know how it works. I'm not sure what the setup
But
is.
she was just really drunk. Thought, right, I need to just go and do that.
Look, when in Rome, right?
Yeah,
You know?
maybe she's 30 quid better off.
You know. Yeah,
Sound.
maybe she got paid. I don't know.
The most traumatic £30 of her life.
I mean, I can't get it out of my head.
Oh, that's brutal.
And just hearing it's bad enough. Like, you'll be thinking about that tonight. You won't be forgetting that.
Well, there's one thing for certain. They'll be thinking about that tonight.
for
they'll be
for
thinking
the
that-
rest of their lives.
Then
For the rest
when
of
that
their lives.
screen opened up and the dad's looking into his daughter's eyes.
Oh, they won't be seeing each other again, I don't think. How can you see him again? You can't. You can't go and see him again.
Just that child that you've
Don't.
you've nurtured, you brought up. You know, you wiped her bum when she was like 1 year old. You know, you got her through this whole life, and then
Oh, no, man. Oh, God.
no.
You know what?
Oh, Dan, I really wish
It's
I'd told her
worse for him. It's bad for her, but it's worse for him.
that. Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I
Because
don't know, like...
he seems like, in a way,
I
like...
think it's pretty equal, that, like...
I feel like he's more in the wrong than she is. Like,
Well, yeah, he's a married man.
you take
Oh,
him.
is he married? Was he married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's not now.
right.
To a mum, and then, like...
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
I imagine he's
Who
probably
I would
not
imagine
anymore.
she was probably also there on the hen do.
Oh, whole family was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They split up. So what happened? By the story goes that they went off into separate parties, sort of like fun, like go and have fun. Probably go in a smoky shop, smoke some stuff, have some drinks, whatever. Look, some of the guys might have been single guys, and you know what you do there. It's probably let the young lads, the single lads, go do that and whatever. Like it's all legal and fine. But obviously the dads have got together, haven't they? And he's obviously had a few jars and he's got a bit leery and gone and stuck his willy and all.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my
no,
god.
Dad, that's
And look how that ended for him.
Man. You know what? I really thought I was coming here today to have a nice conversation about
I'm,
Disneyland.
I'm sorry, I need to get it off the chest.
Felt like, we're going to talk about It's the Small World of Sonic.
Oh God.
Yeah, so back to Disney.
Now,
Back
like,
to
holy
Disney.
shit.
What was your favourite meal through a whole?
Oh, fucking
You
hell.
can't stop thinking about it, can you?
Oh, God.
Yeah, listen,
I feel like there's going to be a massive decrease in people using glory holes from now on.
I mean, I've never tried anything like that, but I certainly never would. You know.
You just don't know what's going to happen on the other side, man.
No. Imagine. No, don't imagine, actually. Don't imagine. Because it'll haunt your dreams.
Yeah.
Haunt your dreams, that, mate. Good luck. Yeah, so this is people like us.
Yeah.
Wow. We're wearing, boys get sad hoodies. We're talking about
Boys
Disneyland.
get sad too. Boys definitely get sad if they suck off the daughters. The fucking weirdo.
That was a very sad
dear
father.
me. Where'd you go from here? We've got an hour and a half to go here.
Oh, mate.
Where'd you go
Right,
from here?
Back to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Back to
Oh,
Disneyland.
yeah. Go on then. I actually do have a few questions about Disney.
Go on.
Because we do need to sidetrack or this I will not be able to function. So just I don't want to.
I'll never.
I don't want to
again.
get it all out of you, John Lau. I don't want to get it all out of you because I don't want to traumatise you.
Oh, I just heard you say get it all out here and just everything's just reverting to it. I just can't get away from it. I can't get it out of my head. It's
because
awful,
I've still got so many questions on that sort of topic, but like we just can't. This is going to ruin it. We need to stop.
No, let's move forward. But
Yeah. So Disney, John La. I don't
Yeah.
want to. I don't. I don't want to bring too much out of you on it, but obviously you will have spent an absolute fortune there.
Oh yeah.
We were having the whole car discussion. Sort of two questions. Would you do it differently this time? Would you get a car? And secondly, how much do you reckon you spent on Ubers?
Yeah, I'd get a car. I definitely would.
Yeah.
I think so. Uber wise, how much I spent? It's probably somewhere in the £500 kind of district.
Oh, so you did save then on like the £800
I think so,
enterprise
yeah.
card,
But you've got to remember though, I played it a lot more conservative because of the taxis as a result, which is why if I was going back, I'd definitely get a car.
So you saved $300, but you might have took a few steps away that you would have.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It's like the kind of you drive down the motorway, you pass a Dunkin' Donuts, a Waffle House, a Chick-fil-A, whatever.
Yeah.
If you had your own car, you'd be like, oh, that's just cool in there. We'll
Yeah.
get some donuts and some coffee. That'd be great.
Because that's
And
one thing.
You don't do that because you're in the Uber. You're like, oh, we're heading to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
So fair enough. So took that away, took those kind of experiences away. So we didn't do as much of that. Most of it was kind of just to this park, back home, or to this restaurant and back home. Like that was kind of the extent of it. Really.
But you're in a way like.
But this being said, I'm not missing out. I don't feel like I've left there thinking, oh, I had a shit experience. I was in fucking Disneyland, mate. Fair enough. I didn't stop at Waffle House to get breakfast. I went to fucking Magic Kingdom. I got my breakfast there.
Yeah.
And that breakfast was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for all I'm saying, get the car because it's a better experience. Maybe it's not a better experience. It's just a different experience. It's just the way to look at it.
Also, think of it this way: like if you got the car and you're thinking, "Oh, there's only 300 difference," is there though? Because that each stop off means money.
There's
use
toll roads. You're talking paying for parking.
Yeah.
Your fuel.
Yeah.
You add that in.
There are lots of I remember there being lots of tolls actually when I was in Florida.
You go straight to them in the Ubers.
Yeah,
No
because
bother.
we got a car when we were out there, and that's the only sort of thing I remember, just having that option to just be, all right, I've never been to the Waffle House. Let's just go there.
Yeah.
And I did like that.
And that's what I'm saying when I was talking about the group experience and stuff like that. Like you miss out on that kind of vibe because I had people with us who were very confident competent drivers who knew how to get around places like that.
Yeah.
Where me and Misha not so well versed in that. So
Yeah.
But man, still a beautiful experience and wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
I'm definitely of the mindset that is the best holiday you can have. I think.
Yeah.
Overall. Yeah.
Was there like a favourite park?
Favorite park was
Say Johnny, has to be. Don't do Disney wrong here. It has to be the Magic Kingdom. It has to be. I won't hear anything else.
I'm going to say it now. I'm going to make my guess. I'm going to say it's Universal.
both wrong.
Huh.
Hollywood Studios, my boys.
Really?
Disney Park, Hollywood Studios.
Interesting.
I fucking love that park, me.
Really?
Yeah. It used to be MGM back in the day.
MGM.
Now they've kind of grown it a bit. They've got the Star Wars section to it now.
Right.
Which,
What's that like?
If anybody knows me, mate, it's immersive.
Is it?
Yeah. You walk in there, it's like being on a Star Wars set. It's
That
incredible.
good?
Like you turn a corner and they've got the full scale Millennium Falcon there, and you walk in and it's like fucking huge, and it's amazing. It's so fucking cool.
They don't scrimp on the details, do they? Disney.
It's so immersive.
Is
like
it?
every element of it, even going for a piss. Like you walk in and the toilets are all Star Warsy.
That good.
It's really good. Yeah.
What's a Star Wars toilet look like?
Yeah, it's kind of like Star Wars style. It's like everything's set in the future, but everything's like kind of beaten up and really kind of rustic looking and stuff. The toilets in there are all like you can see all the pipe work and stuff, and it's all very.
You can
great.
easily spend half an hour in the toilet and enjoy it.
I spent a good 15 minutes. Yeah,
Like a film set.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Really? It's like a film set.
yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
It was amazing. So got to do Star Wars. Got to go and build my lightsaber.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, mate.
So did you
That
bring
was
it home with you and everything?
I've brought a show and tell, my friend.
No.
Oh,
I've
wow.
brought a show and tell.
Let's
You
have
wanna
it.
see this?
Get your big stick out, mate.
So,
Fucking will.
so this is made in Disney, right?
No, put it on the put it on the table.
So we got a
Oh
bag.
wow!
Oh my days!
got a
I'm
fucking
already
bag.
excited.
Yeah, man.
Maybe go down that end, John. Lad, do it down that end, so we got a wide shot on you.
Holy! I imagine some bit of tat. This is not a bit of tat.
How much we talking for one of these sabers?
This was so. Brace yourselves for this. This was $200.
Oofed.
$200.
Look at it. Oh my days! Is that made of metal?
Yeah.
Oh my days! No way! I know you've done that in your house loads.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh my days! Look at this. Oh my god! It's so heavy. Oh mate, this is good. Oh mate.
So like, yeah, this was kind of one of the stipulations when I went there. I was like, I know that this is expensive and this is a lot of money for what it is.
Yeah.
I'm fucking paying it, mate.
So you built that?
Yeah, so you go in, it's called...
I actually would like to play.
Oh mate, it's phenomenal. It's better than you think it's going to be. Is that plastic or glass?
This bit's plastic.
Oh mate.
So you go into what's called Savvy's Workshop,
Right.
which is where you build the lightsaber. And it's basically you walk into this big kind of circular room and you get a choice of 4 kind of lightsaber sets. So you can get like ones which look like kind of Luke Skywalker's, Obi-Wan Kenobi's, where they're very metallic. You can get ones which are kind of Sith Lord-like, very like Darth Vader-y. Or you can get the one which I went, which is kind of called Elemental Nature. So it's kind of naturey built around like woods and leathers and bones and stuff.
So who used that one?
No one.
Look, I mean, he's already having to get it straight back in its case. It's that.
Oh,
it's
mate.
that
It's a serious bit of kit, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah.
Somebody might get hurt.
So it's kind of no. It's not like the idea is like you build your own. So it's not like connected to any Jedi. It's like this one's like kind of mine.
Oh, right.
So within the set, I picked Elemental Nature, and then within there, you get like 4 of these to choose from, 4 of these to choose from, 4 of these to choose from, 4 of these to
Right.
choose from, and then you can kind of like separate it, twist
it's
them, and twist yourself.
personalised.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And then like, but they wrap it in a story. So you go in and like a Jedi master's like talking you through the steps of how to build a lightsaber, what it means and stuff.
Dressed
And it's
up,
got,
yeah?
like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And you've got like the soundtrack playing in the background
yeah.
and like he's like holding up all the different crystals and the lights are changing in the room and stuff to reflect which crystal he's holding up. Wow. Then you build your lightsaber, they help you do it and stuff. Then, you know, you have to do this thing where you put your hand over the lightsaber and then the Force theme starts playing. Yoda fucking starts talking to you, telling you that you've got a connection with your lightsaber, all this jazz. And I'm like,
Sold.
fucking yes.
Yes.
Yes. Fucking Disney, take my money.
Yeah.
And then you take this bit, the hilt, and then you put it into, they've got like this unit next to the desk. You plug it in and you ignite the lightsaber and then it lights up the full desk. And then the desk opens up and then you can take the lightsaber out.
Oh, my days.
Mate, it was fucking beautiful.
Was it a moment, was it?
Oh man.
You were, no, mate.
Oh, I was there. I was in Star Wars, man. It was fucking real. It was fucking real.
As a Star Wars fan as well. Like,
Oh, it was everything.
Oh, mate.
It was everything.
That's what dreams are made of,
It
isn't
was,
it?
yeah. It was beautiful.
Never.
So yeah, got to do that. That's fucking my bad boy right there.
Mate, anyone, you know, burglars beware.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. Middle of the night, someone breaks in the house.
Oh.
It's pitch black in that room, and then this lights up.
Yeah,
they're in trouble, man.
Big
They're in
drama show.
trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
It's heavy as well, so I'll get a good swing at them.
Yeah, I admit, I you know, truly, I expected a bit of tat.
Yeah.
When you were talking about it, I was like, what, a bit of plastic toy?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You're doing damage with that, man.
It's a real fucking deal, that.
You know.
That's as close as you're going to get.
Yeah. You know, and, you know, you take the lightsaber out, you are stoving someone's head in with that. Let's be honest, it's a serious bit of kit, you know.
It's heavy.
$200 and you are now a lightsaber yielder.
Yeah,
Wow.
got one of them.
Yeah, mate, that's... especially, I'm not a Star Wars buff,
Yeah.
but I know you are.
Oh, yeah.
So I know that
Yeah.
I'm excited by that.
So
But you, mate, you must be...
Yeah, I'm buzzing with it.
was Mish there?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Was she
she
saying you
just
said
got to
or-
stand next to us the whole time while I was freaking out. She's not a big Star Wars person.
No, no,
either.
no.
She couldn't give a fuck about Star Wars.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do that. Then you leave there, you go on the Millennium Falcon ride,
Right.
and you get to ride the Millennium Falcon. You get to like control the fucking ride.
I don't know what the Millennium Falcon is.
It's the big ship, the big circular,
The white thing.
the big white ship.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's what it's called.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the one Han Solo and Chewbacca ride.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
You know that
right.
one? So you get like pilot that. So the ride literally gives you the control of the ship.
So it's a big screen and
So
shit.
you're in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon,
Right.
and you're going on a mission, but you get a pilot.
So when you move
You
it, it
get the
moves.
controls, you move, it moves.
Just like a turbo computer game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is it?
And
It's a
you
bit
get-
like VR then, I guess, but just on a massive scale.
on a massive scale, yeah.
Yeah.
So like you had me, I was pilot, Misha co-pilot. Then I had 2 people on the guns behind us,
Right.
and just got to go on this mission on the Millennium Falcon.
No way.
Jonny Bell,
Who were
captain of the Millennium Falcon.
Who?
Yeah,
Who were the people on the guns? Were they other?
just to the tourists who, unlucky guys, you didn't get a flight. You just got to press the button
Who
for the
decided
guns.
who was flying?
Just look at the draw
Or
when you
did
get
you
there.
just literally say, "Listen, like, listen, I've been waiting for
Have
this."
you seen my fucking saber?
Yeah.
Just look at the draw. I think like we went on the ride twice. So first time we got a pilot straight on, and then the second time we did the guns, and both perfectly good
What did,
experiences.
So you were shooting people.
yeah.
What did Misha think about like you completely nerding out in this?
She was just happy for us, man. Like I seen.
Happy for
Yeah.
Look at him, he's
It was
enjoyment.
it was like her walking around with an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
At one point, there's like a queue. Go and get your photo taken with Chewbacca, so I'll go and meet Chewbacca.
Like, come on,
And
Mish,
there
come on,
we are.
Mish.
Come on, we're waiting in
Move
this
out the
queue.
way,
It's
you
like,
fucking
it's
4-year-old.
like, why the fuck are we doing this? Why are we doing this? And I was like, come on, we're going. So I get my photo with Chewbacca, and I go up and I meet the guy. I get a hug off him, and he felt like his fur was like a weird texture, but whatever. And then he's like saying, "Oh, like your beard, mate, it's really gonna grow in." And I'm like, "Yeah, thanks, man." I was like, "Oh." I had a competition with Chewbacca. It was amazing. I was so happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I bet the whole time that Mish, you were building up to that point when you were going, and she was thinking, "Oh God, this is going to be off at
Here we
this."
go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Let him have his fun.
Yeah.
Oh, can I picture
But
you
you
there?
know what? Credit to her. She went along for the ride, and she
Course
was
she
very
did.
happy for us.
Oh, mate, I can
That's
imagine
brilliant.
the beam on your face.
Yeah.
Just Cheshire Cat all day.
Constantly just like, oh, wow.
This is the best.
Yeah.
Because you've never seen that before, have you?
No, it's first time. It wasn't built the first time we were there back in the day. So yeah, all new, all fantastic.
What's better, the Star Wars or the Harry Potter? In your opinion?
Star Wars for me.
Is it really?
Star Wars for me, yeah. We went and did the Harry Potter though.
Because you like Harry Potter too?
I do. I love Harry Potter. Brought another show and tell.
No.
I've got 2 show and tells
No.
for you, bitch. You want to see another show and tell?
Absolutely.
The toy box.
If this is anything to go by, where's this from? Backstory. I know what it is. I know what it is. Oh my God. No, I can't. I can't touch it.
You got it.
I can't. It's yours.
So this is from Ollivanders. And these are like fucking $60 as well. So this was an expensive holiday. But I bought a fucking wand.
Holy fuck.
This is kind of small, so I don't know how this is going to work on the cameras, but yeah, I have a little one. So it's great. So what you can do with these, and like you see people doing it as you're walking into the park, is like at like different points around the Harry Potter parks, they've got like places where you can cast spells, and like things will happen. So there's like a one of them was like an umbrella, and you go and cast Aguamente on this umbrella, and then like water would run out of it and stuff.
No
It
way.
was like nice, yeah. Cool
What's
little
this on
touch.
the end?
So I think that was the census for when you casting the spells as you go around.
Does anyone know any of the spells? But you do.
I think
Yeah,
this
just like
is
Lumos or
Lumos. Yeah, I think
Lumos.
That's the
Lumos
term I
is a
like.
thing, you know, with your iPhone.
yeah, it is. So.
Check Siri now,
Hey Siri. Lumos.
and
It's lit up.
It turns your light on.
And there you go. Hey Siri. Nox. There you go.
What's just happened
Yeah,
here?
There you go.
What's happened?
There's
Magic.
inbuilt-
I don't believe you.
Apple have got behind this Harry Potter thing, and there's spells that you can cast within your phone as well.
Hey Siri. Lumos. Jesus,
now
what's
say-
going on here?
Now say Hey Siri Nox.
Hey Siri. Knox.
Gone off, man.
No way.
Yeah.
John Wah.
I don't think you need the wand, but
My mum
Nice touch, though, isn't it?
My mum would freak over this. They love Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Mate, that's special.
yeah, mate, go and do that with your nephew and be like, I've got a trick for you.
Oh, mate.
I think you're magic.
Oh, mate. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good,
Does
wouldn't
this
it?
do anything else?
I think there is
probably a
another
bunch,
one,
yeah.
but I'm not sure what it is.
Wow. I don't know. But
Huh.
yeah, we I didn't intend to buy my own wand. Misha wanted one because she's like, I mean, I love Harry Potter. She loves Harry Potter.
Yeah. That's her style was.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
So we went into the one shop and like you're looking around and like these aren't like based on wizards or anything like that. These are like kind of your own wand type of thing. So she was like, I want one. I was like, yeah, no bother. Pick one. And then you're looking through and it's like wall to wall. You've seen what Ollivander's looks like in the films and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
just wall, floor to ceiling, boxes of wands.
Right.
And it's like you just go through and you're just trying to find a one that you kind of like.
Can you get
So
Harry's
I opened
ones?
this one. Yeah, you can get the character ones as well if you want, but like I like the idea that Harry's one's Harry's wand.
Yeah, of course.
This one's Jonny Bell's one.
This was...
You know what I mean? This is what I got when I went to Ollivander's, you know?
I mean, I
Yeah.
think
So I opened up the box and I was like, I've just fucking really loved this design. Like, I love the metal inlay on it and stuff. So I was like, I know I said I'm going to buy you one. I'm getting one
Yeah.
too. Lucky.
Have you, when no one's looking at home, have you secretly, like, when Misha's at work, like...
Oh, well, no, you know what the crack is though? It's the same with the lightsaber and the wands. Like, you just sort of notice that they're sort of in different positions.
Yeah, they're moving around.
They're moving around, like they're not in the same spot, like, for more than like a day.
After this, I'd definitely be buying a cloak. Definitely. 100%.
I was tempted, but then I was like, oh, you know, I'm never going to wear the cloak. I know I won't wear the cloak. I'll have a good swing around with the lightsaber.
but you'll use the wand.
Hell yeah.
I was laughing my head off when you were saying yesterday in work, you were like, oh, like, obviously, Misha got a wand, so I had to get a wand as well.
Yeah.
And then once you got one, you were like, we left the parks, and then I realised the wand was pretty irrelevant outside the parks.
Yeah, because you can cast all the spells in the world. If I took this back now, this one would still work around the parks.
Yeah.
But now, you know, you can't actually buy anything anywhere to, like, make these wands work.
No.
So, it's a stick.
But, you know, that's...
But it's a special stick, and
It's
it's
a
something
nice-
to me.
it's a
and
nice stick,
We've
mate.
bought we've got like a little stand off Etsy, so we've got like we'll have 3 wands in total now because we did the studio tour in London
Right.
a couple of years back. So we got the Elder wand, which was Dumbledore's wand.
Right.
So we've got that, and now we've bought a stand where it's like a rack of 3, so I can kind of like place them all together.
Where's the rack in the house?
Yeah, in front of the TV.
Is it?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we love it.
It's a beautiful thing. Look, it's better than having a drug habit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I mean? It's a healthy thing to
Yeah.
like, you know?
The world's an absolute shit show. If you want to buy a wand, buy the fucking wand. You know what I mean?
Wands and lightsabers, you know?
It's the thing. It's like I was trying to justify it in my head, like because it's expensive. The lightsaber, especially, is like 200 baht for what it is. It's expensive.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Like, I don't know how many opportunities I'm going to have to actually go through there and do that experience. And I was like, I may as well go the whole journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like even since I've came back, I've been like trying to piece it together. I was like, when do you think I'll actually get back through to Disneyland, Florida? And I'm thinking, you know, the next time that I do it, if I ever do it, probably be if I had a kid.
That's interesting.
And if I was going to do it and I had a kid, I'm going to do it when the kid's old enough to
Appreciate
it.
Yeah.
So
I
you're probably
think-
looking at when the kid's between 8 and 10.
Yeah.
Well,
So I think about that and then I'm like,
oofed.
holy shit, right. So the next time I could, unless, you know, we're probably not going to have a kid for another 2 years at least. That means that we're looking 10, 12 years before I get back through there. So I'm going to fucking make this experience an experience. You know what I
Hell
mean? I'm
yeah.
going to do what I want to do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you got a few things on the agenda,
Yeah.
you know?
Things are coming thick and fast.
It's true, like, you would, like, little kiddie winks, like, you've got to, it's a lot of money. Like, you do see some people in Disneyland and stuff, and they've got, like, really young kids with them.
Yeah.
And you think, like, they can't really appreciate it, surely.
Oh man, like people walk around with babies and stuff, like screaming babies. Like the kids, it's too long for them to like walk around the park, or really, it's like too big of a day for them to get overwhelmed.
Yeah,
and
of
you
course.
hear screaming kids all the time when you're walking through. And you're like, are they really enjoying the day? Are they really gonna like? You
Yeah.
ask them when they're 15, I bet they can't remember anything that they did that day.
No,
You know, they're not gonna remember any of it.
of course they're not. No.
So it's like, you know, if it's the day for you, like me as a father, taking my 3-year-old round, maybe, but the 3-year-old's going to be screaming the whole time. So it's like,
Yeah.
can't go on any of the rides, probably going to be scared of Mickey. Like, come
Yeah.
on. I think
Yeah.
age between 8 and 10, around that age is probably the sweet spot where they're young enough to still get caught up in all of the magic of it, but not like not too young that they can't go on any of the rides and stuff.
Yeah.
I went when I was 11 and my sister was 9. And my parents, like you, had already done Disney. And they said they weren't going to do it until they had kids.
Yeah.
And they said it was so much more special doing it with us and like seeing our reactions to things.
I think so.
Because
Yeah.
it made them feel young,
Yeah.
you know. And then finally just touching on that, you know, was it worth it? You trying to justify the £200 for the lightsaber? I think £200 alone for the lightsaber, yeah, that might be a bit silly.
Yeah.
But that experience that you talked about, the big glow on your face,
Yeah.
when you were talking about it and what you did, and every little part of that is bespoke to Jonny Bell's lightsaber.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, alone is worth £200. How much happiness that brought you?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, totally.
Hell
We're
yeah.
pricing that as a £200 lightsaber. That wasn't a £200 lightsaber. That was a £200 experience.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
you got a lightsaber at the end.
Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
priceless, right?
Yeah.
You'll always remember that.
100%.
Yeah. But it won't be the last. Whether it is just you and me, sure, with kids, you'll
Yeah.
be back.
Or just me.
Oh, just you? Yeah, who knows? There's different ways it could go, yeah. No. I think when you've done the Disney thing, if you've been were you a Disney kid?
Yeah.
I was Disney kid.
Well, actually, you know what? I don't know if that I was up until I went to the parks.
Right.
But I think the parks made me a Disney kid.
Huh.
100%.
How old were you when you first went to the parks?
I think I was probably about 9 or 10.
And that turned you into,
Yeah.
or certainly made you look at Disney.
Yeah.
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 I think if you're into Disney, you know, I don't suppose that would count for people who aren't, but if you are into Disney, I'm into Disney.
Yeah.
Evidently you are.
Yeah.
I assume you are, Southpaw.
I'm a big Disney guy.
And I think as people who are into Disney, you've always, even if you don't have concrete plans to go back, I think you always have a to-do list where like, you always have like, I will go back.
Yeah.
I don't think you're ever done
I
with
used to
it.
have this thing where, especially when I was back as a kid, at the end, towards the end of the holiday, my dad would always make a point of just turning to us and just going, we'll be back, you know. And I used to always look out for that whenever we were on the holiday, just like to find out like, we're coming back here, right?
Yeah.
And then that moment would happen. And then towards the end of this holiday, Mish turned to us. She went, oh, we'll come back and do this again. And I was like, yeah, we will. Yeah.
Same as I left it when I was 14 or 13. I forget the age. But I remember leaving on the day. I've told you the story before. It was a weird experience, like a leaving childhood to manhood type situation. But I always knew that one day I'll go back.
You get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I think when you
It's-
hit like 14, around that age, you start to realize, oh, I'm going to be like hitting like college, university, adult life's coming for us here, so I might not get back as soon as you think. Yeah.
But you'll always go back.
Yeah. Took me 15 years, but I did it.
But you did it.
I did it.
And it might take you another 15 years, but you come
Might
back.
do. Oh, I'm going back, yeah.
Yeah.
And to be fair, to that point, I actually think that I'm quite happy to wait. Like, if somebody offered us to go back tomorrow, I would jump on it. But like, because I like seeing like the progression in like from what I seen 15 years ago to what I've seen today, like I like seeing that leap forward where like the Harry Potter world exists, the Star Wars area exists, all that. I like seeing the growth of the park. Whereas like if I went back tomorrow, I'd have the same experience that I just did a few weeks back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it'd be cool if it does map out that way for you. Of course, I hope you go back loads.
Yeah.
But if it maps out that you went at 15,
Yeah.
then at nearly 30,
Yeah.
and then at 45, and then the stages of being a kid, being in the middle, which is now,
Yeah.
and then being a father
Yeah.
with a 10-year-old. Imagine that. Like, that's so, like, those steps, those chapters of your life.
Yeah.
And,
That's a cool way of thinking of it. I never thought of it like that. Like kind of marker points, aren't they?
yeah, and, like, literally, like, if it happens that way, and that day comes, and you're walking through that park, and the very first day, Magic Kingdom, obviously, you're walking through the Magic Kingdom park, and this time you're holding a little kid's hand.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, mate. That's like...
It's
like,
special, isn't it?
You
Yeah.
can't, like...
That's so special.
And no matter what, each time in your head, that same little spark of magic will still ignite as you see that park.
Yeah.
And you'll feel that little flutter.
Yeah.
Like, special, innit?
It's crazy good, yeah.
Crazy
You
good.
can't even put my finger on what it is about it. It's
Don't
just
know.
something about being there is just...
I have a
it's
belief
insane.
about that. I think it lets you, in my personal experience, the one time I went, it allowed me to forget reality. It allowed me to forget any trauma, any you know, this might not be the same for everybody. I went at a difficult time. I went at like second year comprehensive school, really mixed up time, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was divvy. But yeah, being there, it just let you like forget. It was like
it's escapism.
escapism.
That's what it is. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's what I imagine it'll always be to me.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I know where you're coming from, and I think probably the same experience for me, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the world could be a mental place, you know?
And that's
It
like
could-
your little piece of heaven, your little safe spot, innit?
when you're there, nothing else matters.
Yeah.
You know? It's great.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Samesies. I mean, I'm on a different sort of age path to you, but I still do intend on having kids one day.
Yeah.
Hope so. And I'm going to, I'm trying to, sort of a similar thing to that. Do the whole 13, 14 went, go at this age now when I'm not kidded up, but then do go again. Maybe it takes me 20 years, but I'll definitely go back.
Yeah.
You can't, if you can afford it,
Yeah.
you got to take a kid, right?
I think if I have a kid, that's the question, I guess.
Yeah.
If I have a kid, I think I would have to take them there.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'd have to. It would be what an experience to, like, if you have a girl and you get to take her to meet Cinderella or the lasses from Frozen or whatever, like, man.
Insane.
It's going to mean the world to them.
Totally. Insane.
Yeah.
You never forget it.
No.
Do you remember like the times when you were as a kid, like of all the times you've been, which one was the most special?
You know what? The ones from when I was a kid, they kind of amalgamated quite a lot.
Really?
I think going with the second and the third and fourth time when I went with my family friends, I think they're the really special ones. Just because they're still my best friends at the moment, and that was so many memories from those holidays. It's so special. But I would say they're probably my favorite times there. But this one that we've just done, me and Misha, mate.
It was like we said at the beginning, when there's just two of you, you're losing out on some of that like group thing.
Yeah.
But I just think you're sort of it's more channeled towards that because it's just two of you. There's no baggage. There's no nothing. It's just Disney. It's just you two doing what you want to do.
Yeah. And I've wanted to do that very early doors, from pretty much the age of 20, to go around the houses to come back to the point. Like I can remember sitting in a job interview once, and the guy asked us in the job interview, it was for a brand manager role. I didn't get the job. I was really bottomed out in the interview. I didn't really want it, to be honest with you. But the guy asked us in the interview, was like, what would you count as success? And I was like, I didn't have a fucking answer for him. I was just like, if I get this job, I'd count that as success. That was my answer. I just first thing that came to my mind. But then I thought, after the interview and for a while, that question lingered on. It's like, all right, how would I measure success? And I was like, well, let's set some goals. And one of my goals in my adult life, what I just did,
Was it?
Disneyland, Florida. And I wanted to do it with a partner, which I didn't have at the time of that interview. And I wanted to take that partner to Magic Kingdom, get her a pair of mini ears, and I want to get my photo there. And I wanted to know that while I was there, I would be in a secure enough position to go back if I wanted to.
Right. Bingo,
mate.
big tick.
So we got to Magic Kingdom. I got the fucking mini ears. Not the classic ones which I'd always pictured. It's funny how things never work out as they do. So we ended up getting ones which were churros dipped in chocolate.
Yeah.
Look great. I fucking love them. Yeah.
Still got the same.
the little things, but yeah, got a photo in front of the castle.
Yes.
Fucking tick, mate. I fucking did it.
You've been thinking about that for 10 years.
Yeah, and then I finally got there.
Yeah.
So that was talking about special memories,
That was
success.
a moment.
That was a win. That was a big fucking victory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty heartwarming, That's pretty heartwarming. That little spell, let's call it.
Yeah.
We're talking about Disney. That little spell began at 20-year-old as you were bumming out on an interview.
Yeah.
And you took that question away. And that grew and grew and grew into a bit of law of attraction, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
A
Manifestation.
bit
or
of
something.
manifestation. And 9 years later, there you are.
Yeah.
Getting your picture took. All them things you said.
Yeah.
With your partner, with the Mickey ears, insecure position.
Took 9 years, but we got there.
Did like.
Redundancies and all sorts in the mix, but we got there.
Yeah.
Made it work.
Mate, well done.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Love that.
On to the next one.
On to the next one. So we got back and immediately we get into the house that we currently live in and we realise God, this is fucking sad, isn't it? Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's I mean, it's bad. Holiday blues is bad is one thing, but like coming back to that house, like we're in a 2-bed house and like we have no room, right? Really bad. And we're just like, right, let's start on to the next thing. So immediately we've done a house viewing already,
Right.
and we're doing another one today, later on
Love
today.
that.
So we're moving on to the next thing already.
That's some backlash against the holiday blues, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Let's move fucking house.
Yeah, literally.
Get on with it. Come on.
So you're going for the mortgage now?
No, renting again, kind of. So what we're doing is going for renting, but we're going to pay a little bit more each month rent. Like we're paying $450 a month at the moment, and we're going after 0% mortgages.
Right.
So with a 0% mortgage, it's based on how much rent you pay, and that gives the lenders confidence in what you could pay monthly towards your mortgage.
Okay.
So at 450, we could get a £80,000 mortgage, which is a shit house.
Right.
So we're upping our rent to about 800.
Have I missed something? You're going to pay £800 for the same house you live? Oh,
No,
sorry. I've
new house,
understood.
bigger house, more space,
I get it.
£800 a month. We do that for 12 months, and then when we go back to the mortgage brokers to see how much we can borrow, they're going to say, no, you can't get an £80,000 house. You can get a 130, 160 maybe.
Yeah.
Probably won't work out double, but roughly about.
It'll be in the area you want it to be.
Yeah, I think so.
Good plan.
That's the plan.
I'd never heard of that before. I didn't know that was a thing.
So that's 0% mortgages.
Well, the rent thing. I didn't know that's how they base mortgages.
Yeah, for 0% mortgages they do. It depends. Like we just know that we're not going to get we'll be waiting years to get a proper deposit together. And we want to get married and stuff like that. It's just not going to happen for us.
Yeah.
So
That's how you play
this
it.
is the way to play it, I think, yeah.
Huh.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
So yeah, straight back from Florida into the next thing.
So what
Here
was
we
it?
go.
What was Holiday Blues like then? Was it a real Debbie Downer?
Oh man, that's sad. That
Was it?
That's a bad time.
Literally.
Yeah, I went through a thing on the holiday, like, and I get this not just with Florida, but other holidays that I've done where, like, somewhere towards the back end of the holiday, I get the spark in my mind again, where I get the like, I want to get creative again. You know,
Right.
when I get home, I'm gonna pick back up on the piano.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna write a fucking novel.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna start a blog. I haven't done a blog before.
Yeah.
Let's learn to draw. You know, I've been seeing a lot of these animators people while I've been walking around Disney. Let's learn how to draw properly.
Yeah.
Let's get into that. Get me sketchbooks out. Let's do it. And then you get back from the holiday and then you sit at home, look around, you think, nah, I'm not going to do any of
Gonna do
that.
none
I'm
of them
not going to
things.
do any of them things.
No.
And you have to try and get yourself back into the spirit. And then the day you go back to work, your car's fucked.
Yeah.
And that really stifled things a bit more than I wanted them to.
It gave you something to think about, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
You
It
know.
distracted us a little bit, but I kind of wanted to throw myself back in the deep end, you know? Like once you get back into the office and you get back into the routine, it's kind of lifting the Band-Aid kind of thing for holiday blues.
I always feel that, to be fair. I thought that was just a me thing. On the holiday, towards the end, I always have these big ideas.
Yeah.
Always. And it's obviously, you know, relevant to my life and, you know, not creative and stuff. But same thing. Gets to the end of the holiday and I always have these big plans. Right, this is going to be different. This is going to be different. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Never do them.
Yeah.
Never actually do them. But I always think like that.
Yeah.
I wonder what that is. Maybe it's the time out. Maybe you because you're away from the everyday, you know, round and round and round and round. It gives you time to stop and reflect and maybe, you know, analyze what's
Yeah.
good and what could be improved or what you'd like to improve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably the honest moments where that's actually what you want to do,
Yeah.
and maybe not what you actually are doing.
Does anyone else get this? Like, I've been on holiday with people, and and I never understand this. I've seen people get sad towards the end of a holiday because they don't want to go home. I always want to go home. Like, I've never been on a holiday that I can remember where the day, like, I like to go away. I like to be on holiday, but I love coming home. Love
Really?
it. Love coming home. I miss home. I miss like,
Bit of a home bird.
I
like
must
to
be.
get back, yeah.
But nah, man. And like, I remember on last days and stuff, being on a holiday with people, and they're like devastated that they're going home.
Yeah.
I'm like, like what? Like, we're going home. Like, like home is a good thing. That's. I'm guessing you're of the other side then.
Yeah, kind of. So I think when it comes, I'm kind of matter of fact about it. You know, I don't know when you go home, matter of fact about it. All right, is what it is. I don't get sad about it. It's just, you know. But, you know, I was tearing up when I was leaving Magic Kingdom on the last day.
Of
I was
course.
like, fucking hell, this is
Everybody does.
horrible, this. Yeah. But, you know, I was actually kind of excited to get home this time just because I think you come away with so many stories, especially that kind of holiday where you're going in all the parks. There's so much to tell everybody about.
Yeah.
I was kind of excited about that. So,
Yeah.
there's that side of it.
Just come away with it. What was your favourite ride then of them all?
You know what? There's two that it would be a toss-up between. So there was a Star Wars one, of course. Called Rise of the Resistance, which is just super immersive, like unbelievable. Like there's like 3 parts to this ride. So you go from, you know, when you're in the queue, they have like an initial debriefing thing where you're a member of the Resistance, which is like one of the rebels, like Han Solo, and they're talking you through a mission, like, or not even a mission. They're just like, oh, we're gonna go and fly to this planet, do something. I can't even fucking remember. We're gonna go and do something. It's gonna do a flyby, and we're gonna come back. And it's like Ray's talking to you, Poe Dameron, BB-8, like all there, and they're all talking to you. Then you go into the next room, and you're in the shuttle, and it takes you off. You're just standing like you would on a metro or something like that.
Right.
Just standing on this thing, and it takes you up, and you're flying into space, and all of a sudden you get, what's it called? Tractor beamed into an Imperial starship.
What?
Yeah.
How do they do that on a ride?
Like, bear in mind, you're not strapped in or anything for this. You're just stood like you would stand on a bus. Like, you are literally like going in through space. The Empire arrives, the First Order arrives, and you're pulled onto the Star Destroyer, and you've got one of the like Admiral Akbar type aliens. I can't remember what they're called now. That's going to annoy us. Calamari.
They're called calamari?
They're called calamari, I think.
After octopus?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, that might be the wrong species. No, I'm right. And he's kind of the leading general on the mission. And then he's like, oh, we're being boarded. Guys, just brace yourselves because it's going to be nasty.
So it's an actor?
Then, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an animatronic. But then an actor walks into the ship from the Imperials and says, right, we're going to take you all for questioning. You've got information. We want to get it out of you. So it leads all of the people out of this ship and you're in an Imperial Star Destroyer. So you walk out and you're in a hangar bay of an Imperial Star Destroyer, and it's fucking huge.
What?
It's this massive place. And they've got like stormtroopers like lined up in front of you, and you can see out of so it's a hangar base, so it's where the ships would fly in from space. So you can see out into space.
What?
In this massive, full-scale fucking hangar.
Full-scale size?
Full-scale size, like
wow.
Whole next-level immersion type of thing. And I mean, that blew my fucking mind.
How do they do that?
The ride hasn't even started at this point. Like, that's wild. This is just like, it's like a queue. It's like,
what?
Yeah. And you walk through, and the Imperial guards or whatever are talking you through, saying like, right, you're a group of 4, you come this way. You're a group of 2, you come this way. And then they put you in a holding cell before you get to your questioning. And in this, it's got like a screen up at the top, and Kylo Ren and General Hux are talking, and they're like, oh, I'm going to come back for you, we're going to do some interviews soon. And then while that's going on, they have to leave and do something, and then they're going to come back.
Right.
But the rebels break you out.
Actors again. Love
break
this.
you out of this room and put you on a little, and this is the proper ride, like little transports around this Imperial starship.
Right.
And it's you getting from this interview room to the escape pods.
Right.
And that's the ride, that journey.
So you're flying through the hangar, I guess.
Well, the whole Imperial Star Destroyer they're taking you through, and it's a trackless ride. You're on like a little shuttle bus thing, but it doesn't got wheels and kind of like rotates and moves and stuff. And it's just on must be like a digital track that it has to follow.
Right.
But it takes you through, and
there's things coming after you.
There's
and stuff.
things coming after you. Kylo Ren, animatronics / like digital screens.
Yeah.
Bit of a mix. So like you go into one room and they've got the full, the horse walker thing, AT-ATs.
Yeah.
From Hoth. It's like you go into a room and there's like 4 of them stacked up in their full fucking scale.
Full
scale fucking things, and you go in and like looking up like this, like, holy shit. And then they start trying to fire at you, and then you're weaving out the way of them. And then, Kylo Ren catches up with you, and he's swinging his lightsaber, and there's like sparks going off, and there's holes in the wall all of a sudden. And yeah, it's crazy. It's so cool.
Like the scale of that is just insane.
And then you get to the escape pods. They park the shuttle into the escape pods, and as the escape pod launches out into space, you drop. And there's a big like drop coaster moment in it where you drop down and then you're in space, and then it kind of floats you back to the planet that you're in, Batu, which is where Galaxy's Edge is, Star Wars area of Disney is.
Yeah.
That's
God.
That's the ride. It's fucking amazing. It's so immersive. Like, it's not like the most thrilling ride. Like, it's not particularly fast. It's not particularly like it doesn't twist you upside down or anything like that. But it's just the level of detail.
Yeah.
Like, you are in a Star Wars film when you do that ride. It's so clever.
It's just a grand scale, isn't it?
It's huge.
I don't think anybody else does that way.
Absolutely huge.
I mean, in England, we have Alton Towers, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the best thing, right?
Yeah.
In England, Alton Towers, I would say.
Yeah.
But, like, Alton Towers hasn't got anything on Disney.
No.
It's just, like, the scale of that, to build a full-scale hangar, build a full-scale horse thing that walks about, like, if it is really full-scale, like, you must be talking, like, what? Like,
I mean, I don't know what kind of illusions they use to. There probably is certain illusions that they try and do to make things look grander than they are, but that looks full fucking scale. I mean, like, that was you were in the room with one of them. It was mad. It was absolutely mad.
Did you fast track that ride?
Lightning Lane is what they do now.
Well, yeah,
So
this is something I did want to touch on. I did want to figure out what the sort of costs were, what you spent, how often you used it,
So
how long you think you sort of queued for, that sort of thing.
Lightning Lane was interesting. So you have to buy a Lightning Lane for each day that you go, each day that you want it. So you pay, it's like $25, somewhere between $15 and $25, depending on how busy that park is on that day.
Right.
I think that's how they determine it anyway. If it's somewhere between 15 and 25, you pay per person, and that gets you access to Lightning Lane. So you can Lightning Lane one ride at a time, and that gets you, you go to that a lot of time, and you can jump the queue basically. You get straight on the ride.
it's all set by an app, like via an
All
app.
set by the Disney app, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to be on the ball. So you have to pay for the Lightning Lane early doors, Lightning Lane your first ride, early doors, and then once you do that, or it's either by the time you do that ride or an hour passes before you can book the next Lightning Lane for the next ride.
Okay.
So you just need to be on the ball with it and just make sure that you're Lightning Laning the right line at the right ride at the right time.
Yeah.
To get round. Some of the rides, like Ride of the Resistance, are so in demand, they don't fall under the normal Lightning Lane pass. So Disney's got you by the short and curlies here. So if you want to do that ride and Lightning Lane it, you have to pay again.
No way.
Fucking yeah.
Double Lightning Lane.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
Almost, yeah.
What does that cost? Did you do that?
Yeah, I fucking did that. Because it's such an in-demand ride. You can either wait like 150 minutes.
It's that long.
Some of
It's a
them,
2-hour queue.
Yeah.
And what is it in your
Over.
double Lightning Lane?
2.5 hours.
And then if you're Lightning Lane, like, we didn't queue for that ride. Like,
Right.
you're pretty much straight on. Like, some of the Lightning Lanes, I think it was like a 10-minute wait max,
Yeah.
Wow.
which is sound. I'd go for that every time.
What did it cost for this double Lightning Lane?
So it was like another like $20 per person or something like that.
Well, to be fair.
Which is fine because it was the two of us.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what, $40, I want to do this. I would rather pay $40 and wait for 2 hours.
Do you know, that sounds that good. It doesn't even sound like a ride. Like when you say, it's $20 to get on a ride, you're like, might wait the 2 hours, like,
the
but
thing
then
is,
that's an
like-
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, like that ride is like, you're on there for a good, like, it's like an 8-minute ride. If that, probably longer than that really in total.
Yeah.
Whereas like you can pay for, we paid for the fucking, I wish I didn't do this, but I paid same thing for the Seven Dwarfs ride at Magic Kingdom. Mm-hmm. And that jumped us the queue. I thought, this must be new. People are raving about this. So I'm going to go on it. I'm going to pay the extra. We're going to jump the queue, get on this ride. Ride was over in about 40 seconds.
Really?
Yeah. It was very fast.
Is it new?
I think so, yeah. I don't remember it from back in the day, so I don't know how new it was, but it was, yeah.
Huh.
It was a short ride. It's a good ride. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed my time, but like, you think you pay all that money and then you're over in 40 seconds. It's like, I've been had there. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, Lightning Lane. That's the crack. The ones that we didn't Lightning Lane, like I didn't Lightning Lane my day at Animal Kingdom just because it seemed like a quieter day, and there wasn't that much that I was like I thought would be queuing for. But there was one that we should have Lightning Laned, and it was the Avatar ride.
Oh, you mentioned this.
This was the other one that I was going to mention. This is the other best ride that we did.
Right.
This is an insane ride.
Is it?
It's amazing. It's probably better than the Star Wars one, to be honest with you. It's like, have you done Soarin'? You haven't done Soarin', have you?
No, I ain't been for 20 years.
No. So Soarin' will have been probably just after you had been. And it's like a hand glider ride where you're in a big curved dome-like screen and you're taking in a hang glider thing and you're kind of flown over California
Okay.
or different parts
Yeah,
of
I've
the world.
done soaring.
You've done soaring.
Yeah.
And, you've got the wind in your hair. You've got, you can smell everything as you're going past.
It's like 4D. It's like an
yeah,
extra D.
it's
isn't
like
it?
you're there pretty much because
Yeah.
like you can't like anywhere that you look, you're in that screen.
Yeah, it's
so
insane.
it's super. Yeah, you're in that hang glider basically. The Avatar ride, they take that to like the next level. So I think this only came out like 2 years ago, something like that. So they've really like honed in on this technology, and you're in Pandora, which is the Avatar planet, and you've seen that film, right? You ain't seen Avatar.
No.
You ain't seen Avatar.
No, man, I never watched it.
That's awful for
It
me.
just
that
seemed a
bit.
bit off it to me. But
Yeah.
I've heard it. I know. I regret it. I regret it. I
No,
hear
Right.
it.
no,
I'm-
don't regret. Just watch it. It's
It's a big
incredible.
watch, isn't it?
3.5 hours. Best 3.5 hours of your life, mate.
Is the first film 3.5 hours?
3 hours, I think.
Is it? Bloody hell.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
Yeah.
It's
Mate,
one of them.
it's
has-
so good.
Like the thing with it is, and what it kind of, the story's fine. The graphics, the technology that they use to make these performances come to life is groundbreaking. And the planet that they inhabit, Pandora, is beautiful.
Is it?
And they put you in this curved screen, this 3D screen, and you fly you through, and you're on one of the dragons from Avatar.
Yeah.
And you're on you're seated in like a bike kind of position, but the dragon's breathing. So the seat that
Wow.
you're sat in is kind of moving with the dragon
Wow.
as it's breathing. So when it's like turns its head or something like that, you can feel it in the seat. So it's like you're
Crazy.
sitting on a living creature, and it flies you out into Pandora, and you go through this planet, and you're weaving in and amongst trees, and then you go down by the sea, and the waves are coming over you, and you could when like the water goes over like that, and the surfers surf through the middle, like you're flying through the middle of that, and you can feel the spray off the water.
Wow.
And then you catch up with another dragon, and the dragon's chasing after you, and then it turns into a really fast thing. It's honestly, it's incredible. It was incredible.
Yeah, it sounds it.
That was
Yeah, I'm sold.
You get a chance to do that. It was phenomenal.
Watch Avatar first, man.
Watch Avatar.
Yeah, you
man.
probably need to
Yeah,
watch
do
it.
that.
Right? I mean, you probably still enjoy it as much, Surely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was incredible. But we waited like probably about 150, 60 minutes for that.
Right. So you did
And
the
that,
full 2
like-
hour and a bit queue.
Yeah, I mean it said 90 when we went to the queue. And we're like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Went and did it, and it felt more like 160 minutes.
Did you like have any sort of pastimes? Because I remember when we were kids, like my little sister's always been into like dancing and amateur dramatics. So like she taught me this sort of hand clap thing. We're doing all sorts of things to pass the
Yeah.
time in the queue.
Yeah.
And then I think we had cards and stuff just to try and pass the time. Is there anything you sort of did on that side?
Yeah, well, just through apps and stuff like that, would play like there's some people who had the screens where you'd hold up like a key, like a actor's name or something up on the forehead, and then the other people would have to try and like ask them questions to figure out who they were and stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Pokemon Go, all that kind of jazz, doing all sorts just to pass the time. But yeah, that definitely felt like a long time we stood in that queue. But that ride was so good, we both left there and said, "No, I'm glad we waited."
It was well worth it.
It was worth it. Yeah, it was great.
Them queue. Do you know? I don't remember like the boring bit in the queues. Like I remember queuing. I don't remember like being bored.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, it was
Well,
great.
the worst queuing that we did a Halloween Horror Night
Right.
at Universal.
This is a nighttime event.
This is a nighttime event,
Right.
and they had like makeshift queues. So like some of the queues in Disney where they're kind of experiences in themselves because there's like stuff to like look at as you're going around. These queues were just like metal barriers,
Oh dear.
and they were long queues. Then like there was no fast pass on there, no fast track or anything. It was just you just wait.
My dad's probably outgoing, so we always like made like I know we didn't queue very much when we went away, but when we did, we always made like mates. Did you make any like pals or American? What were the Americans like with you?
Lovely for the most part. Not so much in the queues.
Yeah.
There was a few times where we had a bit banter with them, but nothing like too memorable.
Yeah.
Some of the Uber drivers were off it. Like this was on the last night. We had a Clandice, our Uber driver, and she was like, I hope y'all don't mind. Mama likes to listen to her jazz loud. Just blasting the jazz music out, and like, oh no, that's better, that, yeah, that's fine.
You go for gold
And
candies.
she was like, we got on talking about dogs, and she was like talking about next door neighbour. It's like, Miss Arnett, she used to look after my Dobermans. And I was like, Miss Arnett, you can't feed those dogs hot dogs. You can't.
That's a good impression.
It's like, oh my God. Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
I wanted to come and bring her on the show because she would have been great.
She was Southern.
Miss Arnett was 92, yeah. She was
Jesus.
like, I'm knocked off tonight because it's my 50th school anniversary and we were all going to get together, but I can't go.
She was an older lady then.
Older lady, yeah.
Never.
She was great, yeah.
I'll never
loved
forget
her.
the first time that we went to America. I think I was, as I said, about like 9, 10. And we met this woman called Eileen in the Waffle House. Now that was our place at Waffle House. We must have went there.
Eileen.
Eileen, 4 or 5 times. She was an older woman, but Dad had a soft spot for her. Like, she was just a lovely, like, kind-hearted woman. Probably dead now, bless her. God rest her soul. But she was amazing. And 4 or 5 years later, we went to the same Waffle House, and Dad walks through that door and shouts Eileen, and she just comes over and hugs him. Like,
No way.
4 or 5 years later, like, she remembered him. So, like,
that's lovely,
isn't it?
It was
heartwarming.
mental. And, like, she'd seen us all grow up. She's like, Lou, she actually remembered my name. And it was like, what the, like, how crazy is that?
Yeah.
But we actually met some, like, really nice Americans when we were out there. I think we made a couple of pals. Yeah.
nice.
You keep contact with them?
No, I don't think so.
Just holiday buddies?
Just the holiday buddies, you know. But, yeah.
I'm super not, like, what's the word? I don't talk
Friendly?
To, yeah. I super don't talk to strangers. I
Really?
don't. I'd like to be. I know people that are.
Yeah.
It seems like the better of the two.
That's
Are you Johnny? Are you a talk to strangers guy?
Yeah, I don't really mind too much.
No.
Don't bump into that. I mean, there was one, like, this was like going back in the day when we went. My dad, like, this was the first time that we went to Florida, just on the way to where we were staying. My dad stopped to ask for directions. You know what you're on about like gun control and stuff like that?
Yeah.
You could pull over. You don't know who you're going to talk to here when you pull over and ask for directions. But my dad did, and there was this guy, and he stopped jogging, and he stops and just goes, "Oh man, I don't know where you're going, man. I got my jogging head on." It's just like, I just love like the American accent and the people and like how colourful they are compared to what we're used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I really get behind that. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really outgoing, aren't they? They seem like a really outgoing personality.
Yeah, they're very like larger than life the way that they
Larger
talk and
than
go
life.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they care as much.
No.
I think lots of us English now are just like, oh, we care what other people think. I think Americans are just like, we're just going to live our lives.
Do you think that's what it is? Do you think we care?
I think there's a British culture of knocking people whenever they do something odd. You know what I mean? Whereas I feel like if
Yeah.
you know, like if
Yeah,
an
there is.
American wanted to go into amateur dramatics and do a theatre play or something like that, I feel like that's just fine. You do you. Whereas
Yeah.
if they feel like if it was a British thing, I'd be like, "Pfft, you're doing that for you
What-
prick." You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like that's why Brits are very harsh to each other. I think.
You're a bit
Yeah.
snide. do you
Whereas I
think?
think Americans, there's a lot less of that.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
We're definitely more
Depends where you
reserved,
go.
though.
I think
Yeah.
we're definitely more reserved. And there is a line. Like, I mean, I have met some Americans and bloody hell, they're so outgoing, does my head in. But then equally, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, we're completely opposite end. And as you say, that knocking thing is massive. You know, a lad, I don't know, 9, 10-year-old lad wants to go into amateur dramatics. He's getting knocked left, right and centre at school.
Yeah.
You know, whereas in America, it's probably just accepted.
Yeah.
It's strange that, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I got plenty of time for Americans.
Yeah,
like
I
'em.
do.
Yeah.
I like them. I wouldn't want them there all the time, like, but you know, in small pieces.
It's nice to have little experiences like that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to the Germans.
Compared to what?
The Germans?
Oh, don't. No, listen.
Let's not go there.
I wish no harm in
We're having a
anybody.
nice time.
Yeah,
no,
no,
let's not
no,
start.
but when you were saying about like speaking to people, that's proper me, you know. I'll just like on holiday when we recently went to Crete, me and Zoe. That's one thing she said she loves about me. Like I'll talk to anyone.
Yeah.
And like we had maybe one game of pool and I slapped her all over the place. I was like, this is boring. So I was like saying to like all the men who were in the thing, I was like, oh, I've been playing her all day. Give us a game of pool, mate. And like she was like, we've only had one fucking game. I was telling she was there. She was there.
She was trying her hardest, mate.
She
You
was
just
there
knocked
with
the
like
confidence
she was
forever.
there with a wife. He's been saying that to all these older men. Just try and play a game of pool against someone and beat him. I was like, That was my line. I was like, I've been playing her all day, mate. Give us a game pool. I want a challenge.
Yeah. So you're an outspoken person.
I like to think so. Yeah, I like to. I don't know. It's just like creates
Outgoing
a different. Sometimes you just get an experience that you never thought you'd get. Like in Crete, there was this one lad who I got talking to so well, and he had a car out there.
Right.
And we were going to Chania, I believe it was, one evening. He's like, but we're there as well. Do you want to lift back? I was like, yeah, great. So we didn't have to get the 10 o'clock bus. We stayed there till 11, and we met him at a certain spot, and he drove us back, and I got him a crate of beers.
Ideal.
And it was just like that. Them sort of scenarios. So it was, that would never happen to me.
No.
And it was just like that's the reward, I think, for talking and like getting up, putting yourself out there. Why not?
Yeah, definitely.
That's how I look at it.
I think you open yourself up to more like experiences. You open yourself up to more beneficial things. Really, if you are just really outgoing, really open to everybody.
Don't ask, you don't get.
It's always been my thing with the whole extrovert versus introvert thing. Because I'm so introverted, I do miss out on some of those experiences. Because you're right, you're absolutely right. That's how these things go. I think once you get talking to people, it opens up so many doors to you.
I think it's more the case on holiday. Like I'm probably a little bit more reserved here in the UK because like Darlington, even Sheffield, people know us.
Not in my experience with you.
Well,
I've seen you in social events. Like I'm just like, oh, mate, he's away. He's doing it again. He's talking to random people.
No, that was more like I didn't met any of your family, mate, on your engagement. So I just wanted to I wanted to get to know you.
Did he meet your family?
No, it was at my engagement party. Yeah,
right, yeah.
Just talking to everybody. It was weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's a good thing to have.
Not that you were weird. More just like it was just weird seeing everybody mix anyway. But like,
yeah. I was getting called. Was it Kieran Trippier by your brother-in-law?
Yeah.
He was a good man. He was a funny guy. Yeah, that was funny.
But it is right what you say. Like, I don't know whether I would count myself as introvert, extrovert, but I do know people who are definitely extrovert, and their experiences are just you never end up in them positions. You know, they're just anywhere they go, anything can happen.
Yeah,
nothing's off the table.
No, yeah, exactly. I'm not always envious of them. But,
no.
Sometimes I am. And that's just something that you have to live with. I think, innit? If you're an introvert.
Do you think if you're an extrovert, you've got to have a level of like, how do I say it? Like, not easily embarrassed.
I think so.
I think the two come hand in hand.
I think
because my memory of my super extrovert friend, there's things he would do, and
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him make like a fool of himself, basically, because he's just not scared.
Yeah.
And I would be like, oh, that would mortify me. I would be absolutely, that'd be it.
Yeah.
I'd want the ground to swallow me.
Just
And
to
he's
not
just
watch
like,
you tonight,
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find that, Lou? Are you not easily embarrassed?
Yeah, I think it depends on the scenario. I think on holiday I don't care. I'll never see these people ever again.
No,
I don't care. But I think in the UK I'm definitely more reserved. You may not seem that way, John, like you're engaged by, but like I'm a little bit more reserved, and I do get embarrassed if I get that beer fear, the next day.
I get that rotten. I'm really bad
What
for
did I
that.
say?
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next day.
That hangs on me for like 3 days. It's really bad for me.
Yeah, I've got some beer fears that are 15 years old are still with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's the truth. Like, we all done some absolutely horrendously.
Like sometimes you just wake up in the morning and just think, oh my God, I think I got sucked off by my daughter. Like,
no.
Bring that back around.
We'd moved on.
I couldn't resist to bring it back.
That was the first hour and a half of the day I hadn't thought about it. Wow. Yeah. Gosh. And we start again. So Disney.
That's some beer for you, that.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Just completely like I'm just lost now. Like,
Yeah, what were we saying?
Dan.
Yeah,
Beer
sorry
fear,
about that, everyone.
Beer fear.
Maybe we cut that out.
I got that big.
No, that's still in that.
I got beer fear real bad on that awards night. You know, me and you, and we got absolutely trolley.
Yeah, on the espresso martinis.
Yeah, and I didn't.
Serving espresso martinis in pint glasses, man. That's
Yeah.
not a good idea.
And I mean, I felt the next day walking in, my head was down a bit. I was like, oh fuck, what happened?
You mean in work?
Yeah, because we were all in the next day, and like we all came in like in joggers and stuff, feeling rough as toast.
Yeah.
And then it was just banter, fortunately, and I hadn't stepped out of line, but
Yeah.
I was clearly on my
That's
A game.
why for work events, I always like a weekday work event.
Yeah.
Because if I do, like, say if it's a Friday
Yeah.
and you've got like Saturday, Sunday, I'll just have beer for you the whole time until I'm back in on the Monday and I can see everybody that I've been with,
Yeah.
and be like, all right, I've got away with this.
Yeah.
Everything's all right. Yeah.
Everybody still has some form of respect for me.
Yeah. I've heard that you know, for the most part, once you've had,
Once I've had a drink, I'll
Yeah,
let
yeah.
loose. Like,
I've heard there's two sides to John Noir, I've heard.
It's a Mr. Hyde situation. It's bad.
I see where I sit at work, I see some photographs on the wall, and one of the characters in the photograph looks like Johnny, but Johnny doesn't do that. Like, you know, it's like you're pulling these faces that I've never seen you pull. There's you and Reese taking Polaroids together in this thing. I've seen Reese's face like that,
Yeah.
but I've never seen. It just looks a double of you, but the character doesn't look like you.
And so I'm just not at work, so I just look happy. There's a glow about it. It's like, oh, hang on, he's got a spring in his step.
I do often look at that picture and think, yeah, there's more to Johnny than I know. You know,
Yeah, there's a happy lad under all this.
yeah.
I would justify that. You were very funny on that. What was that, man? Jesus.
Yeah.
You can drink.
Yeah.
You can
I
drink.
can't.
No.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Yeah.
Can I pee? Because I'm desperate.
Yeah.
Go
Is
for
that
it,
right?
you, mate. Yeah.
Filled.
You go do that.
Caffeine in a run.
Yeah, mate. Like
Oh, yeah.
5K, 27 minutes. Oofed.
Is that how you did?
Yeah, man.
5K, 27 minutes.
Yeah, I was happy with that. That's my
A
best.
kilo over, honestly.
It's my best in the while. It's my fastest in a while, and I'm trying to get that down.
You ever been a runner?
I did some training for the Great North Run and then never ended up doing the Great North Run.
Huh, why not?
Coronavirus.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it was COVID because I never actually tested, but I did test and it was negative, but it was COVID symptoms, and it was bad, and it hit like the day of the run, which was really sucked.
Sucked it off.
So yeah, somebody else ran in my name.
Right.
Turned up.
How did they do?
Amazing.
Better than you would have?
Oh hell yeah!
Really?
Yeah. My mate Thomas, he's like, he's pretty much a professional golfer.
Right.
Really into his. He's in tip top shape, man. Just rocked up. Found out on the morning over breakfast. Oh, you're going to take Johnny's shirt and you're going to go and do this run. Rocked up, beat everybody else who I was running with.
Right.
And
Zero training.
Zero training.
Just
rocked up. Did
let's
it
go.
on the day.
Wow.
Amazing.
What time did he
What
do
a
it
legend.
in?
Oh, I don't know.
Because you aim for under 2, don't you? Like half a marathon, like under 2 hours is a really good time.
Yeah, he was well under 2. Like
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of doing a 20K in January with Zoe, and that's my aim. If I can get 20K, like you said, you do 5K under half an hour. Like I did that today, 27 minutes, but maintaining that speed for an extra 15K, I won't be able to do it in the current shape I'm in. So I'm going to keep training. Like, how did your training go for that? Did you just...
So I did plenty of 5Ks. Don't ask us times. It was a couple of years back. I can't really remember. But I was doing the 5Ks on the regular, and then just before the run, I started up to like the 10Ks. I was getting through them, and then I think I was just going to go the whole hog from there. Really, just jump and do the half marathon.
Yeah.
Do you think is that 21K a half marathon? Is that right?
21K is a half,
Yeah.
so I'm stupidly doing 20. I said, why wouldn't
Just
they
do the extra K. And
Yeah, I
then you
know.
can say it's a half
And Zoe
marathon,
said, well, you just do the extra K if you need to do half a marathon. I was like, well, I'm not going to fucking get to the finish line and then just like keep going.
It's
just like, right.
Just
walk
Forrest
back.
Gump.
But like, I think it
kept
feels
running.
so daft to not do half a marathon. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think you should keep running. I don't think it's that much of a daft thing. I think you should
Do you not
run
think?
the extra 1K to say I've done
I think,
the-
yeah.
You'll see it on your app
because
and you
like,
can show it up,
I
yeah.
did a 20K in January. Oh, well done. No, I did a half marathon in. Oh, that's mint. Like it's it's different,
Yeah.
innit? Like
Yeah.
you've done a half marathon. That's class. You've done a 20K. What?
It does give me like a hell of appreciation though for people who do like the full marathons, or like you do like, is it like called like a ultra marathon where it's like
Oh, God.
double or something? Like
Yeah.
them people are crazy.
Triathlons
That's
and shit.
wild. That
Yeah,
like,
that fella we talked about on here a few weeks ago. Goggins.
Yeah.
What has he done? Like 100 odd mile marathons and stuff.
Oh,
like,
I don't want to get up to stats, but it's crazy what he's done. Like,
yeah, like what?
yeah,
Like what?
It makes no sense. Like how somebody's that resilient. Like even on I was fighting with myself this morning. Like I got to 3K and I was like, I could just turn back and everything would be fine. Like, I've still done really well.
You know, every day I run these, like, I run for 20 minutes on a treadmill.
Yeah.
And occasionally, I don't run on Ks, I run on times. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So the occasional times I've run outside, I start a timer and I just run till the timer says 20 minutes is up.
20 minutes.
It could be a couple of K, right, max. And I think if I was ever doing, as you've been talking about these marathons and stuff, I think like, how would you build up to it? And I think I would just go for it. Just, like not build up to it. I just think if you just went slow, would you not just be able just to keep going? Because when I finish my 20-minute runs, I'm not in bits. Do you know what I mean? But that could be because I've done it for 8 years. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you're clearly a decent level of fitness for doing your 20-minute runs, but pushing outside of that...
Well, I've never ran past 20 minutes in my life.
Well...
Ever.
Yeah, I rarely push myself past 5K, and I did last week. I did 6K, I did an extra kilometre, and that, did take a toll. I was like, oh. So I know for a fact I'm going to have to, do at least get up to 10 minutes. I want to get up to 15K, be able to do a couple of 15Ks, and then on D-Day, just bash it out. And the good thing is I'm doing it over winter. I can sort of eat whatever I want. I can just, and then also train. So
I think with what I found when I jumped up from 5Ks up to doing the 10, I think I found it not easier, but I definitely found it not as bad as you think it's going to be. Because I think that psychologically you build yourself up for the effort, so you know that you're in for a fucking hard time. So I think you really kind of, especially if you're doing an out and back, I find the hardest slog is maybe the first 5K, and then once you get past that, it's like, oh, I'm doing a hell of an effort here. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
Because you're doing an out and back, you know that you've got to get yourself back as well. Anyway, you're kind of forcing your hand there. Otherwise, you're just in the middle of a field somewhere.
Yeah.
So
I don't know whether I was saying this to you last week, but running is crazy, the feeling that it gives you afterwards. And it's it's the exact opposite reverse of a drug. You take a drug, you feel awful the next day. At the time, you feel phenomenal. Whereas with running, you feel awful at the time, and then you feel phenomenal for afterwards. I feel
Well, that's the same with the gym, though. I think
Yeah.
I feel mint the day after. It's great.
Yeah. And every minute after, the run for me, feel great today.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it does. I'm sure there's smarter people could tell us what's going on, but it definitely does do something to you. Well, you've heard of the runner's high, obviously. It's a runner's high, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You get that from any type of physical, proper exercise.
Yeah.
And that's the most part, if you, through my years in the gym, if I go to the gym, and we've all done it before, you'd be on your phone, and you do your workout, but you're barely breaking a sweat. You'll go through your routine, but you're chilling, you'll do some of your exercises, you'll have a walk, you'll have a talk, you're not really in what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if you switch your phone off and do exactly the same thing, but do it to the highest intensity you can do, push yourself to the limit, it's a totally different world. It's the night and day. They're two different things. And you've done the same exercises, but the pace in which you've done it and the intensity, you don't have to lift anything heavier. You don't have to do anything extra. Create a circuit and put your phone down and take yourself to the brink of where you're this is getting to the brink of my capabilities. You do that way, it's a totally different game. It's to the feeling afterwards. Yeah. It's obviously not very nice. It's much easier to talk on the phone and take your time. But you're not really going to get that thing. Yeah, you're still looking at. Of course, you are still looking after yourself, and it's better to do that than nothing. Of course.
But you're not going to progress as well as you would if you probably went for it.
No.
How often do you think you push yourself to that level? Because I've been on the phone to you before when you're on the treadmill.
Yeah, not. Suppose to go up in levels, there is the extreme. That's very rare. I normally have to be in a rush for that. I normally can't do that without a reason, sadly enough. I'd say call them, stage 1, 2, and 3. I'd say 1 is very rare, and I have to be in a rush. And always, when I get to the end of them days, when I am in a rush, I'm trying to, I have to finish by a certain time because I have to be somewhere. Yeah. I always look back and think, you should do that every day. Because you shave off half an hour off the whole experience because you've just... rushed about. That's rare. That's once a month.
You're handling that the right way, because when I've been rushed to the gym, I haven't pushed myself harder to get around everything fast enough. No. I've just cut it short,
Yeah.
So
I'm too obsessive. Obviously I've got a screw loose, so that for me doesn't work. I'm just...
It doesn't have to be because you've got a screw loose, because you're determined.
It would just ruin my day.
Could be a good thing, Dan.
For the rest of the day, I would just feel depressed that I didn't do it properly.
Yeah.
And you all would. So the answer is that's very rare, but I know what it feels like, so I'm speaking from experience. I'd say I normally sit in World 2, in stage 2, which is, it's not on the phone tossing it off. I build a sweat up, but it's not to the max of my capability. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just, right, keep moving next, right? I'm aware. Okay, don't break, go here. Right, that's been a minute. Right, do this. Yeah. The third is, again, a couple of times a month. And you get to the end and you realise, I haven't done anything. I haven't got a bead of sweat on me and I've been in there for 2 hours. Probably not right, is it?
No.
But you know, with the running thing, I take it back. I actually have ran longer. And I remember from school, is this the case or is this just me? Is this the case for everybody? You run and at some point in the run, it gets to the worst feeling you've ever felt. You're talking, your lungs feel like they're on fire, you stitch and all that. But if you push through it, you get to
out
like
the other side.
Yeah, you get to a state where it's no longer effort anymore. It just goes into like a jelly state, I guess, where you're doing it, but you're not feeling any pain from it anymore.
Yeah.
Is that what the wall is? Is that pushing through the wall? Is that what that
I
is?
think so.
I think my cousin nearly got on like running for England. Now his experience of the wall was a lot more extreme than that.
Right.
I think that's just battling your own mentality because I had that today. I was like, oh God, like I really just want to stop. And then I just thought, no, push through. And then once maybe it's like an initial wall, I don't know. But once you do push through, yeah, like I was just thinking of the reward. And the reward is after this, sauna, steam, swim, stretch out, get everything sorted after that, pushing. I thought, that's going to be so worth it. But my cousin talks about the wall. He was in this cross country. He was like second and he was going to get on for England's running. And he was just going over this hill and he could literally see the finish line, but he'd pushed himself so much that like he passed out.
Never.
And I think that is like pushing yourself to the wall. And like very few people I think can push through that. The Goggins of the world,
Yeah.
When you heard anyone that's read the Goggins book, like he's had full on he shit himself and all sorts, like just his whole body just shut down on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's pushed that hard that he's lost, control of his body.
That's wild. That like the whole Paula Radcliffe thing where she just shits herself just mid-run. Like that's dedication to the
That's
cause.
dedication, isn't it? Yeah. I've never. I will, hold my hand in the air. I've never been there. Like I've never been to that extreme before.
That's yeah.
That takes
Fucking
20
hell.
minutes on the treadmill, and
when you know that the TV camera's on you as well, and
I know.
you're in the Olympics and you shit yourself. It's like,
Did she just keep going? I don't know that.
She just
story.
kept going. Yeah, I think.
Did
so.
she keep going? I can't remember.
I think
I know
so.
she did it though.
Yeah,
Bless her.
I think she kept going.
Just like shit running down her legs.
Yeah.
Mental.
I mean, you would have to keep going, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like,
When you
Yeah.
say you're obsessive.
I mean, if you're gonna stop for that reason, you would stop before you shot yourself, right?
You would have thought so.
So I guess it makes more sense to keep
Yeah.
going. Once you've shit yourself, why would you stop? You've already through that.
I don't think these runners can, I think they're in that much of a state of trauma. Like the body is that traumatized. And I don't think they can feel it. I don't think they know it's happening. I don't think they think, oh, I'm going to shit myself. And they just let it happen.
Yeah.
I think it just happens. And then they're like, what's that? And then they realize what's happened.
You ever hear that Gary Lineker story where he got in a dodgy tackle and someone hit him in the stomach and he shot himself on the pitch?
No.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. There's
Gary
like footage
Lineker?
of him like scooting himself along the floor.
Match
yeah.
of the day, shit himself.
Shot himself, yeah.
Mental.
Never.
Funny.
On telly as well?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Chew.
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
It is a funny thing I
That'd be
didn't
a
know
bad
about
day.
running. Like, there's certain shoes that are designed for the way you run. There's like, I got told this by my barber the other day, and he was like, oh, you need, like, if you're going to do this properly, you need to go to this running shop in Darlow. And it's just on the edge, across from Taylor's Butchers, just on that, I don't know what
I
the
know which
street,
one you mean,
Skinning
yeah.
Gate, I think. Just across from there, there's like this running shop, and they get you on a treadmill, and they get you running, and they're like, right, this is the running shoe for you. And like, my barber did it, and he said it's the way he runs now with this specific shoe for his running is just crazy, completely different.
I've been on it before.
Have you?
Yeah, once. Not the one in Darlow. I, again, didn't do it on purpose. I was at the Metro Centre, maybe, I want to
Right.
say. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I wanted some gym trainers.
Yeah.
Weren't necessarily looking for running trainers, just gym trainers. And, the assistant comes over and helps you, and I'd asked her to, get me a size 9 or whatever I was getting. And before I know it, I was ushered round to the corner I was in jeans and that as well, and there was a treadmill around this corner. And I was like, right. And she taught me through this thing that you're saying. And the trainers that I was she basically advised these trainers that I should buy that had basically my feet are a bit, on the piss, let's say. So she said that, basically your feet aren't flat. You need something that has support on the inside to push it. Basically, I've got,
like the arches.
Yeah. Basically, my feet go in on themselves, basically, when I run. Because she had a video recorder, and she lifted them up, and apparently there is something in that, apparently.
It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never done it since, like.
Yeah.
But I do remember her saying that. That was years ago now. But I am, basically my feet must go that way in. You know what I mean? And she pushed them back out again.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna invest in myself, and just like, if you're gonna run, you don't want to obviously damage your legs and stuff. I'm gonna push myself this winter. So
I think if you're running long distance and on concrete and stuff like that, I think it's something you need to be aware of. I think if you're doing 20 minutes on a treadmill here and there, like,
It'd be alright,
as long as you're not doing it in work boots, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. No, like,
you see them at the gym. Though. I've seen people in connies and stuff just doing it. Like, why?
Yeah, I've been in the gym before and seen straight commando, like, proper commando boots, mate.
Oh, right.
Oh, right. Oh, I was gonna say.
No.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried that barefoot run?
No.
I have.
I
Really?
tried
What?
that.
Like
Once.
actually on, like.
So I had. I think I had a bad. There was a reason that I couldn't put my shoes and socks on. Right. I had like a sore cut on my foot or something.
Yeah.
And obviously putting the shoe and sock on was a problem. I forget what the reason was, but I'd figured out.
Couldn't imagine a situation where it would be uncomfortable to put a shoe and sock on.
There was
you'd
a time.
I'm gonna run.
I don't remember what it was. It was when I went to. Don't you remember when I went to Brazil and I came back with all them cuts all over me?
Oh yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
It was that time, right? And I had them. Remember, like my flesh was getting eaten away by something.
Yeah.
I had them on my leg.
That was the 2 weeks where you wore shorts for the full
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Did you see that, Southpaw?
I don't think I saw that.
Basically, I think I had some kind of disease off like malaria or something. I don't know, like of some kind of thingy. But they just these big things were eating my flesh. They came from nothing. Like I just got these big like chunks out of my body all over.
Like
and there was one on my foot, right?
Sounds
So
good.
obviously,
Sounds good.
I was wearing flip flops and shorts for a while. But obviously, being a nutcase, I couldn't not go to the gym. But I figured out that like it didn't hurt to have my feet on the floor. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I was like,
so.
I could still run. I could jump up and down. I just couldn't put anything over because obviously it was sticking to the wound and stuff.
Because
do
of
you
the
know what I
rubbing
mean?
and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I was told by my mum, because mum knows best,
Mother knows
don't cover
best.
it up, let it breathe, basically.
Yeah, that's the word.
So I wasn't strapping it up, So thought, okay, so I'd go to the gym with sliders on and my feet were breathing. Not a problem doing a workout with sliders, believe it or not. Quite easy. Certain things are a bit difficult, but
Weights and stuff.
yeah,
Be
for
alright,
the
I guess.
most part, you can go barefoot. It's just the same. And I wasn't sure the way the treadmill was going to go because I'd never actually ran. But I thought I'll try it. So I started running barefoot on the treadmill. It was fine, right? Or so I thought. So I started running, all good. And then you slip into your zone, you have your music on, blah, blah, blah. And obviously, I didn't feel it at the time, but when I got off the treadmill, I didn't notice there and then, but later in the day, I was like, my feet feel a bit iffy, and then looking at the bottom and realizing, when you get a pre-blister and you see that white skin and it's all before
Lifted
it's
up.
lifted
Yeah.
up. So it was deflated at the time. It hadn't gone big, but basically the entire of the bottom of my foot had turned into, the bit that touches the floor were just these big white blisters. You can imagine what happened after that. I basically had balloons on my feet.
Blood
no.
blisters. And
Yeah, it was a right mess. And the bottom of your feet are blisters a problem,
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
can
just-
imagine.
Yeah.
So I won't do that then.
don't run barefoot.
I won't do
no.
that.
Don't run barefoot on a treadmill.
Tarzan would not do well at your gym.
No, no.
Saw all these Brazilians walking around barefoot. I can do that.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't advise it. I tell you one thing though, running on a treadmill isn't like running, is it? Running outside is a lot more different.
I feel like it's more difficult.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you feel the effort more.
Yeah.
You do.
I'm not sure what it is because, again, I've run outside and I won't say there's a massive amount of incline and decline. I don't know what it is, but if you run outside, it'd be battered, absolutely battered compared to a treadmill.
Yeah, it's weird that, isn't it?
I wonder why. What?
I can't.
I feel like when you're on a treadmill, though, you can convince yourself that you're running at a faster distance than you actually are. Whereas I think when you're out there just running on your own, walking down a straight road or something, you're going slow as fuck.
I think you run faster.
Maybe that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
I dare say that's true. You probably run faster outside. That
Well,
makes sense.
I don't know. I feel
Well, whether it's faster or it just feels slower
yeah,
because you can see the distance that you've ran in however length of time.
Because though you were saying to me, I did 23 minutes the other day on a treadmill, 5k, which is really good to be fair. But like what would I do on a treadmill? I don't run on treadmills. I don't actually enjoy it. I'll do an incline walk for 10-15 minutes before I start my session. That's it, just to warm my body up. But I don't ever run on them. I don't enjoy it. I much prefer an outdoor run, and I do think it's harder because I've like done little runs before, but I just can't get my mindset into it. I like knowing I've completed off like areas I've seen things.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I'll avoid outside running at all costs.
Really?
Even though I know it's better for you, but I'll avoid it because it's harder. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Because I know that's disgusting. Do you know what else I don't like? Like self-awareness. I'm conscious of what I look like running. Like,
mate.
I don't not care how I look when I'm running. I'm very aware, and I'm
you
thinking.
do the Tom Cruise run on the treadmill.
You don't, because you can't see yourself. So I'm thinking, do I run like a freak? Like, you don't know, do you? You see your shadow sometimes, and you're thinking, I look a bit off it. Like, I don't know, and I'm aware, and when I pass people, I try and like to whatever my brain says to like run normally.
I do that, you know.
Do
I
ya?
do that. I don't know why. I'm conscious as well. Like
Me too.
I don't know what my form's like.
I
then,
don't.
And then equally, like I sweat really bad. Like I sent you that photo the other day after my run completed it. Like my hair's already thinning out, and you can see through it. And then equally, because I've got these little side things going on, they just flop either side with the wind. So I'm like bald, got me centre pieces going like that all points, like trying to check my form. Yeah, it's probably not the most productive way to run, but
You shouldn't care, should you?
Look, I used to be, well, I still am dyspraxic.
That doesn't show in running.
When I was in school, right, I was once playing tag and I was running away from somebody and I kicked them in the face. I was running, my leg went so high behind us, the way I ran, I kicked somebody in the face.
What? So like you were like kicking it backwards as you were running?
Yeah, that's just how I ran.
kangaroo.
Fucking wild, yeah.
Wow,
So
in the
talk-
face.
In the face.
Was he short or tall?
She
Oh, was it she? Oh no! Oh, he booted her last.
She was about average height, but yeah, put her in the face. I mean, I was little. I was in school,
Yeah.
but like, you
didn't do it on purpose.
In terms of having form when you run, like,
Yeah,
I'm kind of self-conscious about that, man.
yeah. Well, I
That
definitely.
makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I know my feet ain't going up that far. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you first said like dyspraxic and that, I was like, what? You going like instead of going left, right, you're going like left, right, left, right. Like that's what I was thinking. Are you going to say? I was thinking, how are you going to work this? How does dyspraxic work with the lifting your leg up high and running? I don't see the relation.
I think it's just the coordination of how I was running, and the form of my run was affected by it, and it would result in me kicking somebody in the fucking face behind me.
Do you have, nowadays because you did a bit of running, you said, did you ever, and you said outside around in the wild, were you ever self-conscious about how you looked running?
I think so, yeah.
Nothing major.
Nothing major. I think I just tried to, I just got on with it.
Just got on with it.
Got on with it. No one ever, like when I've ran amongst people in recent times in my adult life, no one's ever stopped us and went, "Mate, you look like a fucking weirdo when you run." Like, no, I've never had that conversation. No one ever pulled us to the side and went, "Johnny, mate, when you run, just stop lifting your legs so high at the back. You're going to hurt somebody."
Fact is,
no one's had that conversation. So I'm assuming it's all right. It's okay.
Do you know, if you think about it, right, which makes you feel a little bit better, I bet in your life, and everybody's seen this, they've seen people jogging outside and they do really have ridiculous runs. I know a guy that runs around near where I live and he runs like this. Like, I've seen this, I've got the guy, I'll do it, he runs like that. So he has, like, imagine someone running but just like this.
Yeah.
And he's a jogger, like he's into it, he's got the shorts and all that, but he just runs with his arms by his side.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen this guy, like, when I look through all, like, my portfolio of joggers through my life, I bet I don't look the stupidest. I bet there's people who look more stupid.
Most likely not.
Yeah.
There's always somebody.
I do
There's always somebody worse, isn't there?
I do like that feeling though when you're I don't jog tons, but I'm trying to get back into it. And when I have done my 2 most recent runs, like I've seen a fair few runners. It must be a thing in Middleton. Like lots of people do it. And I saw 3 today. And they all went, morning.
Oh, it's
morning.
It's a morning thing.
I'm part of the crew now.
Right,
Part of the running crew, you know. They were like, morning.
yeah.
Oh, he's a young lad, but he's trying to get good on him.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that feeling because, like, after that, I was like, yeah, I'm fucking jogging me.
Could be.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they don't wave at me like, no.
Yeah. I just have a smile. Morning.
Well, you got that kind of face, South Boy.
Sometimes
Thank
just
you,
get the, because we've all got headphones and so you just get the
Yeah.
nod, the nod.
Yeah.
There's definitely a gym culture where, well, funnily enough, you know, I hate to badmouth them, it doesn't seem to be in Bannatynes. Everyone seems to be very reserved and very in their own, is less friendly in Bannatynes, I think. In my gym, you are not having a full-blown conversation with everybody there. People you don't know talk to you about stuff, about the world, about what's going on. I've had some of the best conversations I've ever had with total strangers in my gym.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice
I've had a
culture.
few of them, to be fair, in Bannatynes.
Have you?
Yeah. I've had
Could
a few.
just be me then. Maybe I'm the antisocial one.
Well, no, I think when you got like 17 six-packs, like when you get in the sauna, it's a little bit intimidating, maybe, Daniel.
I'm
Whereas
sure.
in for myself, you know, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, but there is definitely a talk. Generally, there's definitely a talk to strangers thing in gyms. Like people do that.
Yeah, 100% there is. And
It's
I
nice.
do enjoy that. I enjoy getting behind that.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, self-consciousness, man.
It's not a good thing.
It's a thing, though.
Oh, it is. Does anybody else do this? I'm ashamed to say I do this. When I'm in social situations on my own, and I see somebody I don't want to see or somebody I don't want to speak to, I pretend I'm on the phone. We've had this conversation.
Yeah.
I pretend I'm on the phone. Do you do that?
Yeah.
Right.
I maybe not pretend I'm on the phone, like say if I'm like shopping in Tesco's, and it can be somebody who like.
Do you talk on your phone?
And no, like sometimes I'll just like avoid an aisle or something like that. Maybe
Right.
it's not always go on the phone, but like sometimes it could be somebody who I don't have any problems with, like somebody that I like, perfectly respect, and I think they're great.
Oh, yeah.
But just on that occasion, I just don't feel like talking to them, and I can like just be like, I'm not going down that aisle anymore.
So it's avoidance.
I'll come back and get my milk later. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that kind of stuff. I'll avoid people.
I wonder why that is. Because like you say, I know these situations where same things, normally supermarkets, it's like loads of people in the same place and you normally people you know.
Yeah.
I've seen people, like you say, I don't have a problem with them. On another day I would probably talk to them. But some days you just don't feel like it. And
Most days, I don't feel like it.
yeah, and I have known me, if I'm known I haven't made eye contact or spotted me, I'll turn away, like quickly turn and pretend I'm going the other way. Or if I'm headed towards them, I've known me, obviously check it's on silent, done that before. I've known me literally put the phone at my ear and just be like, oh yeah, right. No, I will, yeah. Full-blown conversation, nobody there.
Yeah.
Nobody
so
there.
I'm that guy that you people do this too.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd go up and talk to them and have a lengthy
how you doing,
conversation.
mate? Long time no see. And then I do find lots of people are on the phones.
Yeah, this is the
So there you go,
Yeah. Why do you suppose that is?
this is the introvert thing, or maybe it comes from an anxiety place or something like that. But I'm like, I'm fucking deep rooted in this shit. Where I'm like, if I'm having a conversation with somebody that I like, I semi know or I like don't know them properly well, and we're in that kind of social situation, I will the back of my head while I'm talking to them, I'll be thinking they don't want to talk to me,
Right.
and I'll be like, ooh, I need to figure out what the quickest route for me to close this conversation is.
Yeah.
And that's
so-
not for me, for them.
For them. Yeah.
For them.
For their sake.
Yeah, for their sake.
Because they don't want to be in it, or you think they do.
Exactly. Yeah,
Right.
and that's how it'll play out in my mind. So that's why I'll either just try and avoid the situation altogether, or pretend I'm on the phone or something.
Yeah. Do you ever have them days where some days, no matter who you speak to, your banter is just on point? I have them sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what makes them days not like that. But I can be in the same situation and I'm a bundle of joy. Everybody I'm speaking to, I'm listening, I'm being observed. I'm really listening to what they're saying. I'm coming back at them. I'm open to talk to anybody. I'll talk to strangers, smile at people I only vaguely know that we're only on higher sort of terms. But then other days, I'm a walking clunk. I'm just literal clunky. Yeah. Every social situation I come away from, I'm like, you butchered that. Like, you need to just be in that. You need to be in your house. You shouldn't be around people. Like,
Yeah.
you're not, you know, capable to be in society. Do you know what I mean? Like, you
Mostly the latter.
is that
Mostly the latter.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I couldn't agree more though. Like I occasionally have them days.
clunky days?
Clunky days, but then like equally on point. Like a lot of the time, I'm sound. But then like I was hungover fuck the other day, and I drove back from Sheffield, worked the Borough game, and I thought this is going to be brutal. This like it was Wayne Rooney's first game for Birmingham as the manager. Like a lot of pressure on me. Like I was high intense stakes for me. I was like a bit stressed, bit like anxiety off like the beer and all that stuff. And then I got there and like I was just flawless. Like stuff kept landing like with the managers and stuff, and like all the like in the media room at the Borough, like just things just kept landing. I was just funny, just on the ball, and like I came away and I was like on such a rush because you just felt mint. I don't know why or what that is, but I'm the same. I have them days where I know I'm flawless.
Yeah.
And then it's like...
No, I don't have days like that, man. I might have 10 minutes like that.
Yeah. Do you ever have better days than others, though? Or some days you think,
Everyone has better days than others, but yeah, Jesus Christ.
No
Put me in
flawless.
social situations, there's no flawlessness coming from me. Like, I go on a night out, I have at least 3 really awkward conversations that
Per night.
haunt me forever.
right?
And then the other ones... You know, they're not flawless, but they're passed. They passed the test.
Yeah. That's another one for the file.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. It's
In the filing cabinet.
It's not a cabinet, it's an archive, my friend. It's a fucking thing.
Gene conversation, tick.
Yeah. 10 terabyte upgrade.
Yeah, man.
Oh, they're so brutal, them days.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to my life.
Is it very common?
Oh, yeah.
No, but I wonder why. I wish they could figure out how to harness that. How they could,
And just maintain it.
yeah. Whatever the portion is, or whatever it is that's gone on or happened, like it could be something to do with sleep, could be something to do with diet, could be something to do with whatever it is, whatever makes those times happen. I wish they could figure it out, or someone just tell me what they were.
Yeah, same.
Do you know what I mean? And more to the point, what makes them days where it's clunky and brutal and I can't make eye contact with people? Like, if you think, mate, I'm not drinking, I'm not taking drugs, there's no substance. I understand, mate, like, it was pretty clear cut once. If I'd gone out and got off it, the next day I couldn't make eye contact or speak to people. It was pretty straight up and down.
Yeah.
Do you know, but now I'm years clean, and they still happen. And, like, I'd love to know what it is.
Yeah.
Like, what
I
is it?
wonder if it's like a like you build a momentum to it. Like,
you think?
Similar to like going to the gym or something like that with your fitness. It's kind of like something that you just have to keep building on and keep working at.
You think?
Like, I'm not a social enough creature to try and build that kind of momentum.
No, me neither.
So like when it does come to a social thing, that's why the clunkiness happens, because first one in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it gets to a point where you just completely avoid them situations. But obviously, you can avoid social situations like groups of friends, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you can't avoid, like,
Just running
being in
into
the
somebody
wild.
Tesco's, yeah.
You can't avoid that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is weird. But I
Innit?
fully relate to what that whole...
I'm sure other people do as well. Them
Yeah.
days. You're just brutal, aren't you?
Yeah.
Proper brutal. Oh, God.
Who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows?
Well, please, everybody else. Well, I'm sorry that you are the person that's not avoiding people in the supermarkets. And,
Yeah, I'm that guy who will come and speak to you for 5 minutes, and then, you know, a lot of the time people are on their phones. So get off your fucking phone, mate. Speak to us.
Oh, I had a wild one a little while ago, right? And this person that I hadn't seen in like maybe it's like 5 or 6 years, but she was a family friend, and ran into her in the shop, and she immediately starts oversharing.
Oh.
Like, I'm finding out about a breakup,
Right.
split up from a partner, and in my mind, I'm like, because I didn't know about this, but in my head, I'm thinking, I'm supposed to know about this.
Right.
So I just went along and I was like, oh, yeah, I heard. Yeah, it's terrible. That don't have a fucking clue. And
Oh,
then
you were pulling that I heard cards?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was a mistake.
I can see how it would be.
Yeah. Just in the moment, we're talking about clunkiness. This is
Oh,
one of those
no.
decisions where I just thought, in my mind, I was thinking, you know what? This probably happened a while ago, and I should know this, and I don't know this.
Right.
But she's talking about, like, not just the cheating, like the aftermath of it, like well in advance and like giving
Yeah.
us details that I should know. And I'm just smiling along, just thinking, yeah, it's terrible. That I'm so sorry. As soon as I heard, I was disgusted by it. Like,
As soon as I heard.
it was so awkward. It was so awkward.
What? And then did she say, "Oh, this only happened yesterday"?
No, like
Oh.
there was a couple of points where she nearly caught us out.
But you're so deep.
Where like, because the way that she worded it to us as well, I wasn't sure if she was talking about her having the breakup or her daughter.
Right.
And that's where I was caught out.
Right.
And that's where I was trying to like figure out the whole conversation. And then I realized, no, she was talking about her.
Right.
And I was quite good friends with the partner as well.
Were ya?
Back in the day, yeah.
Oh,
So it was,
nightmare.
that was really uncomfortable.
Yeah, they're the worst when you get by you didn't if you could have thought you wouldn't have done it, but you find yourself too deep
Yeah.
in something, you realise you're miles out your depth.
And all you can do is double down.
Yeah, and you faked.
Yeah.
So you've got one option. You can't just say, "Here, listen, I've been filling you full of shit. I have no idea what you're talking about." You can't say that
No.
because it's really offensive.
Yeah.
So you have to keep going. And, oh, God, like you say, that line there, like, "Oh, I know, I heard." Like, there's always that thing, what if she says, "What have you heard?" And you're like, "Listen, in honesty, absolutely nothing. I'm just agreeing with you." Like, that's...
Would I open up? Yeah,
Yeah.
just come clean. But no, I didn't.
And you feel yourself slightly getting hotter and
Yeah.
perspirating because you realise you're getting deeper and deeper out your depth.
Yeah, this is why I don't talk to people. So when you're avoiding people in Tesco's, this is why.
Right, yeah. Listen, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I know this world.
Yeah.
I try to avoid it. I'm out. Sometimes I'm not in it. Sometimes I'm in it. And I know. And it's horrible, mate. It's terrifying. You just want to be in the house and eat beans on toast. That's all you want to do.
Yeah.
With the
I'm
heating
a
on.
simple man. I
Yeah.
don't need anything. I don't need all this elaborate conversation. I just-
No. So if anybody sees me in the supermarket on the phone, there is a very strong chance I am faking that call because I don't want to speak to you. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for
Sorry
that.
in advance.
Is
Yeah.
it weird that this is why I quite like the idea that I live in concert, like an hour away from everybody at work?
Totally.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I quite like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't running into any of you fuckers.
No. I know, because you might, like, if I bumped into you in the supermarket, Johnny, I think we'd have that awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Even though I sit and speak to you for 2 hours nearly every week.
Yeah.
If I bumped you in the supermarket, yeah, hey,
We
I'm
would
buying-
feel like we have to talk to each other,
Yeah.
even though we're like, you know.
But like we won't want to.
Yeah.
Well, let's make a deal. If we see each other in the supermarket now, as much as it would feel to the average person, it would be like, why haven't you talked to each other? Let's just agree that we'll just go, all right.
Yeah,
As
because
if-
I've been in the supermarket with Misha, and Misha's like you, where she'd want to go and talk to them, and I'd be like, no, we can't go down that aisle, mate. I've just seen such and such. No, we can't. And she's like, what are you doing that for? No, let's go and talk to them. And I'm like, no, we can't. No, we need to go and get bread. bread aisle safe. Let's go.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are you doing? Why is this your life? And I'm like, that's your mate over there. You haven't seen him in years. I'm like, I know, that's why.
Yeah. I want to see him
Yeah.
every year that
She
goes
thinks
by.
I'm a freak, but
Yeah.
she's thinking we're engaged now, so she's
Yeah.
unlucky.
Too late now, Mish.
Yeah, you're involved with this chaos.
Welcome to the train crash.
Stuck now, mate.
Or no train crash. There's no train.
Yeah, I ain't getting on no train. Do I have to talk to somebody? Guy's gonna come around and ask for a ticket. Do you think I want that? No. Drive me, sell there.
None of that mess. Yeah.
Gotta show him our fucking rail car.
Oh, we're all fucked.
Not me.
Oh,
Not me,
God.
mate.
Welcome to my world, man.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. No, to be honest, it makes me feel better. I'm not the only weirdo, you know. There's two of us. At least there's two. We're going to call that a day. Johnny, this has been beautiful. You know, thank you for coming back.
Nice to have a catch up.
Yeah. It's nice to be at the house for an hour, isn't it?
It is,
You know.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you for bringing these things.
Yeah.
That is
Brought
just
some toys.
Not shining like that. That's fantastic. But that,
It's so
like,
great.
that's making me turn a little bit. I might watch some Star Wars. You know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Listen, yeah, people like us, with regards to the story at the beginning, I'm really sorry. And we're,
Yeah, sorry to bring the mood down, guys.
yeah,
but, you know.
and we're really sorry in case that by some small chance that young lady or man is listening to this.
Yeah.
This one's for you.